I always get nervous at this bit. It's
Yeah.
like, you're live.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, so I thought rather than structure it this week, I thought just go with the flow.
Yeah.
We'll go over what we're wearing and what films and stuff we've watched.
So in this new house, like I'm in my dining room in a minute, right?
Yeah.
And you see that up there?
Yeah.
I ain't got a fucking clue what it is.
Could be like a
looks like a gong. It looks like a gong.
You wake up at like midnight and someone's going bong. We'll wait for a few peeps to come in.
Cha-cha.
It is cha-cha. What are you saying, Akash? Barry? You all right, Barry?
Uh-huh.
Akash, what have you been wearing today?
I know the answer to that already.
How you doing, Barry? You all right? Cheers, Ant.
Cheers, mate. Is that your espresso or?
No. It's my cup of tea. Hi, Heather.
Evening, everyone.
Cool. So,
Matt.
Pocket Sense. Matt, how we doing, mate? Good to have you on. So I've cracked an old one out today.
Oh, mate, some old school. And you've barely got any left of that, Ed. You've barely got anything left in that.
I know, I've been blasting this bad boy quite a lot. Hi, Chris. Cheers for stopping by, mate.
Hey, John.
Right. And I've been waiting to wear this one for quite a while. It's 1 million lucky. Get used to the camera. Yeah, absolutely love this one. So yeah, now it's hot. I can start wearing this bad boy.
Is that the one that's got the plum in it?
Yeah, really good. And quite a few ladies prefer this to like your 1 millions and stuff like that. So this is my favourite out of the 1 million line. That's just our natural voices, John.
Yeah. We're just constantly tired, mate.
Or it could be that we've got two kids who are probably running riot.
Is that? And I've been moving house this week, so yeah, like no sleep, moving house. Yeah, I'm a bit tired.
Barry, yeah, lucky works well for me in the heat. Don't know why, but for me, just it's bang on in the summer for me. This one, really good one.
So I've been reaching for quite an array, obviously because I've been moving and stuff. Ravi, how's it going, mate? Because I've been moving, I've just been not been wanting anything that's going to be too, because I'm going to be like sweating and everything because it's been super hot.
Yeah.
So I've actually, the first one was from Zara. It's called camera.
Oh yeah.
Mate, I mean, this probably lasts about maybe an hour or two most. But the orange that you get from this straight away is wicked. It's really, really nice. And I don't really care that it only lasts like an hour or two because it was so cheap. I think it was like 10 quid.
Yeah. 1 second, I think Dan's on the board.
Sure for men, Ravi. Yeah, been wearing a hell of a lot of that, mate.
Chris, I haven't tried this 1 million Parfume. I think this is the new one, and yeah, I need to try that one. Dan, I'm putting the link in if you want to, or anyone else wants to join in.
Get everyone in.
Yeah.
Another one I've been reaching for, again, purely because of the heat and because of how fresh and nice it is I'll just slowly, Mr. Terence Hughes' Ozone It's really, really nice. Like it's really like limey, but I think this one's got ambroxan in it as well. So it's really, really like mass appealing, but it's really, really nice, especially in the high heat.
Yeah.
And then the last one is this little bad boy, Bulgari Aqua Porhom. It's lovely.
Nice.
It's really, really. It's like I think it's got seaweed. It's got a seaweed note in it, so it's really salty. But when it's heat like this, it's really, really nice, mate. It's kind of like the Bentley for Men Azure that I was wearing last week or the week before or whenever it was. But it's a little bit saltier, so it's kind of like marini almost. But it's really, really nice.
I want to get a bottle of the Atlantique. I can remember having a cheeky smell in Debenhams, and I really liked it. And some of the reviews that I've seen lately have said that the performance is really good on it. In some of the sort of beast mode videos. So yeah, that's one that I want to get. I've got a neon from Aaron Terrence on the way. So that would be something that I'm looking forward to. So he said it's more of his commercial type of fragrance. So yeah, I'm looking forward to testing that out when that arrives.
Mm-hmm.
So a look.
I've been in the evening. I bought this quite a while ago, but I've not really had a chance to wear it. So when it's been cooling down in the evening, especially because I moved into this new house, and it's because the rooms are really quite big. It gets quite cool in the nighttime. So I've been I bought this from Perfume Parlour ages ago. It's called Beautiful Flavor. Beautiful Flavor 1336, and this is oh my gosh, the name has just completely escaped me. It's Sublime Vanille, by Creed.
All right.
So this is like a massive. It's like a vanilla bomb, but it's got lemon in it as well. So it's like a lemony vanilla. Sounds wrong. It sounds like it shouldn't go. And you probably when I looked at the notes, I was kind of like, but the vanilla in it is just incredible, mate. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I'll have a try at that when.
Lemon isn't. It's not too sharp. It's not like a strong lemon. It's just like in the background, but the vanilla is just. It's just amazing. It's perfect for when it's a bit cooler out there because you don't want like too strong vanilla when it's too hot. But yeah, it's lovely.
Chris, which one do you prefer, neon or ozone? I'm intrigued. Which one? I know he says the neon's more commercialized, but which one do you prefer? I've also purchased. I managed to get onto Perfume Parlour's website at like midnight on Friday. So I got a Tuscan leather clone from Perfume Parlour, and I've also got a little sample of their Black Phantom and a few of their Initio, so Oud of Greatness and Sidekick. So I'm going to give them a blast and see what they're like when they.
You're so lucky getting in there. Like I woke up. I woke up early in the morning, and I just remembered after maybe about an hour of waking up that they'd reopened. I went straight onto the website and realised that within 3 hours they've hit maximum capacity for their orders and stopped.
Yeah,
I was gutted.
Well, I think they were only open for a few hours, and then they had to shut down. So hopefully they'll open back up soon.
Yeah, I think they're operating on reduced hours and reduced orders at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah.
Meeting customer demands and stuff like that.
So Chris says probably ozone, more of a Virgin Island water. Yeah, I've seen a few people say it is that probably on steroids a bit.
Yes, that's what I'd say this is. It's mad. It's like they say like the lime and the coconut kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I don't know. I might be wrong, but that I can smell ambroxan in it, and it kind of stays with you for hours. Like a couple of sprays of this, especially in the high heat, especially when you're sweating and stuff like that. It projects from you like a monster. The only problem is that my atomizer is not that great on this one, so you don't get a lot of it. So you get a little there and a little there, but it's kind of all you need, though. To be fair, so I'm quite grateful for it, because otherwise you'd be smelling me for down the street.
Yes, Barry. Yeah, definitely try some oils out, mate. I think it's just worth just getting the smaller ones to sample out, and then obviously if you like them, then you can spend your cash on bigger bottles. So it just saves you getting stuck with a big bottle that you don't like. Yes, the rollers do come out. So quite a lot of the purchasers, they've sent 3 or 4 additional rollers that you can put in if the one that you have messes up or it gets stuck in because you're pressing it too much. So yeah.
You're really trying to get it into your skin.
Yeah.
I can see a lot of people talking about hay fever here.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge hay fever sufferer. But this year I haven't had it bad, because last year I got an injection. It's like, I think the drug, if you want to call it, is called Kenalog. It cost me 50 quid. I think it's now 75 quid. But you get an injection. It is in the top of your bum, and it does hurt, but it's fine because it covers you. And I haven't been back since last year. So if anyone wants a longer term solution than antihistamines that don't seem to work if you suffer, try that out. It will cost a little bit, but it's worth it.
I struggle at nighttime. When I go to bed, I'm fine. It's nighttime, morning, and then I'm just sneezing all over the place. So yeah, get a tablet in, and I'm normally fine throughout the day then. Chris is saying that Perfume Parlour may be open now or maybe tomorrow. Good. I really want, and I keep mentioning it because I can't afford it, is Nishane's Annie. I want a clone of it. I know Duard have got one. I think it's called Drowning in Vanilla. But yeah,
right.
Yeah, I think the shipping might be a bit too much for that. So I'm hoping Perfume Parlour can bring the goods.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another one that I've been wearing this week is Parfums Vintage Emperor Extrait. So this is your Creed Aventus clone. So yeah, this one's probably one of my favourite ones from the Parfum Vintage line, and I'd probably say that and the original Intense, but I get more noticeable with the Emperor Extrait. Just really nice for me. That one.
You've done a review of that, haven't you?
Yeah, long time ago I've done that one. But yeah, it's strong stuff. I get more noticed with that when I did have the actual Creed.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good stuff.
Speaking of Aventus clones, I've put 2 on my hands today just to kind of test the 2 out. I think it's the 2 I'm talking about is the Club de Nuit and Molten, just to test the difference. And I don't think I put enough on one because of the way that the spray comes out. I was a bit cautious with pressing it down because it comes out like the atomizer is mad, isn't it? It's like a deodorant. So I don't think I put enough on. But
Bex is in.
Definitely a difference. You're right back. Yeah, there's definitely a difference. It's hard to tell because this one's wore off already.
Yeah.
There's definitely a difference. Hey, he's in.
All right.
He's in.
How's that sound going?
Yeah, that's good.
You got them Justin Timberlake.
Fuck! I'm getting the same feedback as before.
Was it echoing?
Yeah, I've just heard it. Can you hear it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Dan, is it a VPN?
Try and turn everything off. if you've got any other software stuff going on.
No.
Yes, Ravi, that's what I've got on this hand here. That's what I've got on this hand, and I've got a different clone on this hand just to kind of test the difference out between the two.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a difference. Like you say, I think a lot of people, like you said, it's more of the smokier batch for the Club de Nuit, isn't it? And you can definitely tell.
Yeah. Club de Nuit is more powerful than Milton Lloyd. I know when Ravi was wearing it at work, you'd smell him like halfway down the office. So yeah, it's really good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know which I prefer though, if I'm being honest, because I really like fruity ones. I really like fruity scents.
Yeah.
And I love, and I banged on about it before, but Pocket Sensor's Pineapple Sauvage, I think the pineapple opening in that is amazing. And obviously the pineapple, the pineapple note is a big hit with most people, but I think I like the fruitier side of it rather than the smokier side of it. I can hear myself like 10 seconds afterwards because I can hear myself on Dan's.
I've seen mention.
Oh, okay.
Heather, I was actually looking at these today. No, I've not tried them, but I was having a little browse today. Are they any good? Bex, really good live stream today with Claire. Really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I only caught maybe about 5 or 10 minutes or so because I've been unloading the house. But yeah, I tried to get in and see as much of it as I can.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Nigel, thanks for popping in, mate.
Hey, mate, I loved your live on Friday, mate. It was really, really good.
Yeah, really
good.
You didn't even show any of them nerves that you were talking about.
I just love the tunes like interspersed in between everything. I think it was a really good idea.
Yeah. Especially old tunes as well.
It's like it was the point where I can't remember what songs they were to be honest with you, but all of them was just kind of like head nodding songs or head bouncing songs. So no matter what song was on, you're there just like,
Luke, you all right, mate?
I thought the same thing, Luke. I definitely thought the same thing. Make a brilliant DJ.
Just needed to show some of the dance moves while the music was playing in the background. Just message down.
I think it's absolutely, Chris has mentioned there. Nigel's live might be getting a mention on the podcast. I think it's deserving of the mention, if I'm being honest.
What I really liked was the adverts popping up, the Saint Geeks and the sort of transitional stuff that you were doing. It was really good. You could tell the effort that you'd put into it. Prepared quite a lot. You could see that with your notes and how you wanted it to structure. So yeah, really enjoyed it.
And I really loved some of the topics that were discussed on it as well. Some of the topics, like the compliment factor topic on it and stuff like that, was really good discussion.
Yeah,
to see your thoughts on it, and then what other people thought about it in the comments as well, because there was quite of a mix. I wouldn't say mixed opinions, but there was a lot of opinions flying around about what people do it for and why they do it. But yeah, it was a really good discussion point. Yeah.
You know what? I've got I think I'm getting addicted to watching all the different live streams at the minute. So I think this weekend I've just been like, finish this live stream, go to another live stream, go to that live stream. I think I've got a bit addicted to watching everyone's live streams at the minute.
Yeah, you messaged me saying you're gonna watch another one. I think it was like 11:30 at night. It was like I'm gonna go watch this. I'm like, I'm gonna go to bed, mate.
Cool. So one of the films that I've watched this week, and it was a random film, and I just flicked it on. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Terminal with Margot Robbie. It's got Simon Pegg in it.
Okay.
So she's got a sort of over exaggerated accent, English accent in the film. It was okay, wasn't brilliant. But yeah, it's just one of them films to just watch. I started Chernobyl, started the first episode on Chernobyl. Really good. I'm not sure where it's going to go now, because I think the first episode goes on what actually happened and the actual disaster. So I'm intrigued to see where they're going to sort of take the series after that point.
So I started watching off your and most people's recommendation, Gangs of London.
Yeah.
Really, really impressed. I love it. It's a million times more violent than I thought it was going to be. I thought there was going to be some violence in it, but I thought it was going to be kind of more street violence, kind of like gritty violence, whereas this is more like Hollywood violence, really over the top action, explosions, gunfights. It wasn't something I was expecting at all. I was expecting a level of action with the hand-to-hand combat and things like that. So like the first episode, the bar fight was one of those where if you're watching a fight on a movie or a TV show and you feel every hit, and you kind of go, ooh, and there's this one particular bit with an ashtray that I won't spoil if you haven't seen it, but it's just incredible. But yeah, so I finished the 7th episode of, I think it's only 9 episodes in, so I've only got 2 episodes left now. So I think it's kind of coming to its conclusion, or I feel like I know where it's going. It's going a bit over the place at the minute. I hope it makes sense by the last episode, but yeah, I'm kind of waiting to see what the outcome is before I pass any judgment on it, because at the minute I'm liking it so far, but there are a few problems if they don't get addressed.
Stefan, thanks for joining us, mate. Ravi,
Ravi, come on!
I'm not accepting that, mate. Sorry. Next comment.
Come on, Ravi. Extraction's brilliant.
Stefan, you make me piss with all your comments on Joey's live stream. It's hilarious. That's one of the main ones I watch. It's brilliant. Yeah, Gangs of London action was really good.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the action in it is it's almost kind of like, and like I said, I've not finished it, and I'm holding full on judgment until I've watched it. But the story seems to be very, very not complicated, but there's just a lot of moving parts.
Yeah,
all at once. So it's not that it's complicated or hard to follow. It's just that at the minute, considering there's only 2 episodes left, it's kind of like, I don't know how this is all going to come together, because there seems to be a hell of a lot of moving parts, and there still seems to be something else that isn't kind of really discovered yet because you're still kind of questioning what's happening.
Yeah.
So you're having to figure out everything all at once and keep track of it, which is a little bit off-putting when you're kind of like, let's get into it.
I also watched The Bouncer. That's on Sky. That's one of Van Damme's new ones.
Of course it is.
It's originally called Lucas. It's not a bad film. It's better than what he's pulled out lately. It's a decent watch. It's mainly in French. So yeah, that was decent. And I watched an animated film, Justice League, Apocalypse War.
So yeah, I've not seen that actually.
Yeah, it's decent, really decent.
So speaking of Justice League, I actually did watch Justice League again for my sins. I watched it again. I think it's like the first time I've watched it since the cinema. I think because I didn't buy it because it wasn't worth buying. But yeah, I watched it again, and I think it's probably just because of all the hype and the discussion and the excitement around the Snyder Cut and everything being released next year and stuff like that. So I just kind of wanted to refresh my memory on all of the reshoots because they're so obvious in them. So like what was reshot, what wasn't, what I think will be in there still, what may change, how it may change, and things like that. So it's good to refresh my memory because there was a few things in there that I'd forgotten that were in there.
Yeah.
Not to say it was any good or anything like that because it wasn't. It's cut and chopped up so poorly that you can't enjoy it as much as you want to. But yeah, I watched that. But there are still some scenes in it that are still I find quite good. But I would just be interested to see how that all kind of like comes together in the original kind of version.
Andy Hughes, go and watch The Crow, please. Barry, yes, Warrior. Decent series to be fair. I thought it was going to be a bit cheesy, but I did like how sort of grounded it was. Some nice fight scenes. And I don't know if you saw this one. This was the one where I think Bruce Lee had wrote the story before he died, the series. Mm-hmm. And I think the sort of Bruce Lee estate has allowed them to make this series. It's really good. Yeah, really good.
No, I've not watched it. No.
The main guy, I forgot what his character's name is now. Joe Cole, his real name. You should, if you haven't seen a film, he's done a brilliant film called
Prayer Before Dawn.
Yeah, Prayer Before Dawn. Fantastic film. If you haven't watched that, definitely go and watch it. And it's based on a true story in a Thailand prison. Really good story.
What did you think to his accent in Gangs of London? I just wasn't expecting it because it's really, really posh.
Yeah, compared to that film, because he's just like overly loud and stuff like in that film. But yeah, it did surprise me. It surprised me. His character more surprised me because he was quite mellow. I was expecting to go like Scarface.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's why I liked it because it was something different.
Mm. But yeah, when he started talking, I was like, "Have I heard that right? Is that the way he's talking?"
Yeah.
But yeah, it just threw me off a little bit just because I know how like gritty and like almost kind of just like common his accent can be.
Yeah.
And then he starts talking like that, and it was just like, oh, where did that come from?
Alex wants to know if you've seen a series called Prison Break, and would you be able to explain the premise?
I haven't. I'll be very interested to watch it actually, but I get the feeling it's something to do with a prison. I might be wrong. I don't know. Who knows? I'll have to have a look, Alex, and get back to you on that one. It sounds fantastic.
Dan is back. maybe.
We'll see. We'll see if
We'll
this
see.
works.
Can you hear us now?
The sound is worse than my hair. Literally just getting it again straight away. I don't know whether I need to disconnect my sound from you guys.
Have you got YouTube open somewhere else?
No.
It's weird because we can like hear ourselves like 10 seconds later.
I don't really hear it that
Shows
bad.
my microphone's working.
Yeah, your microphone's working. Can you shuffle the hair a bit for me? Yes.
Oh yes, sexy boy.
Proper Chucky.
Another movie that I watched last night. I was just flicking through Amazon Prime, and
Wondering if I go on microphone mute and then just write notes to you on video.
A few of the peeps have said that the sound's fine. I think
the sound. Yeah, you're coming through fine. You just can't hear us at the same time as we can hear you.
No.
I mean, that was just a coincidence.
I thought your T-shirt said "Smashing Puppies."
Well, you can eat it twice.
Yeah, so last night I was flicking through Amazon Prime just to kind of trying to find something I'd already watched because I wasn't in the mood to watch anything new, and came across Limitless.
Oh yeah,
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, decent film.
Couldn't resist it. Really, it's like one of those films that if it's, I mean, obviously I chose to watch it, but if it's on, I can't really turn it off.
Yeah.
And I actually forgot how much I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed that. So if anyone hasn't seen it, you probably have by now, surely. I don't really know many people that haven't seen it. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
I've not watched that reprisal. I've not seen that, Heather. Dan, have you got your Glade on?
Yeah.
Hang on, that's coming through now.
It's coming through, but I'm still hearing you guys from about 30 seconds ago. I'm hearing it twice, basically.
Let me just see. Jail escape. Dan, have you watched any films this week?
It's talking to you, mate, not me.
It's like a translator. Yeah, have you watched any films this week, Dan?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Yeah, nothing new. I watched. So I'll hear myself talking twice here. So yeah, I watched Snatch the other night.
Oh, great film.
And basically, I've been talking like fucking Boris for the last 5 minutes at this microphone setup. What else? No. Oh, Scarface was on last night, so I gave that a watch. As you do,
All of it.
11 o'clock at night.
All of it.
Of course I did.
Good.
It's not a type of film you don't watch all the way through.
Well, you'd think.
You're going to start watching Scarface, you may as well watch the whole thing, otherwise just don't bother.
The only reason I ask is because it's usually on at about 11:30 at night, and it's on for like
11 o'clock.
two odd hours. Unless you're willing to stay up till 1, 2 in the morning to watch it all.
The Tunnel. What's that, Nige? Is that a horror series? Or is that just a general... I've not heard of the Tunnel.
Oh, no, I know The Tunnel.
Do you?
Yeah, it's French and British cops, and like something happens in the Channel Tunnel, and it's like discussing between who gets jurisdiction over it, I believe.
All right.
It's got Clemence Poesley in it, who was in Bruges.
Oh.
And Harry Potter for Potter fans. Look at my hair. Fuck me, man.
Barry, no, I haven't. I still haven't got around to watching Casino. I did say last week that I was going to watch it, but I've been moving house all this week, so
Anthony.
I know. So it's going to be on the list to watch this week.
Andy hasn't watched Pulp Fiction. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, no, that's a good point actually. So you've got The Crow. You need to watch it. Make him watch The Crow. I need to get him to watch Pulp Fiction. I think the world needs to get him to watch Pulp Fiction. I think at this point he's just not watching it just because now. I've had this conversation with him many times.
Tony's having a listen as he's working.
You're in my pocket.
Hey, guess what? Guess what?
What?
I figured out the fucking audio issue.
What?
Yeah, I had YouTube running, didn't I, in a separate tab? I didn't even realise it was there.
Didn't I, you idiot?
Fucking no.
Oh.
Hi, guys. Dan's a twat.
Bex said, "What's
Sort my ear out.
the cup?" Ribena. What's in the sippy cup?
Oh, orange dilute.
Straight vodka.
Oh, a bit of Copperberg, mate.
Absolutely, feeling fruity.
I tell you what, this sounds awesome. Should have done this in the first place.
Revolutionary, mate. Revolutionary.
I'm still not getting used to the camera not being like a mirror. Whoa.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Don't worry, mate.
I need to do something about
it's
this.
a cup series between England and France.
Yeah, I think that's what.
How come you guys look so well groomed? What's going on?
It's just my natural beauty, mate. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you're a good looking boy. I would. I think I tried.
I think you have a few times.
Yeah, you have a grope now and then.
You have to at work. You're not allowed to touch the ladies, obviously, so it's got to be the boys.
Yeah, Barry, I know. I've lost all credibility, mate. I definitely will be watching it this week though, so I'll be able to talk about it.
What's
No
that?
problem, John.
Casino.
Oh,
I've still not seen it,
great
mate.
film. Great film.
Yeah, it's one of my favourites.
So I'm refusing to watch Pulp Fiction now. I know what it's about. I know what happens. I know all the plot points, and I've gone this long not seeing it. I don't care. I don't care. You still need to watch it, Andy.
I want to watch Pulp Fiction.
Brilliant.
That's probably harder to figure out.
Yeah.
It'll probably take you longer to figure that out and put it in the right order than it is to actually watch it all.
So, are we going to ruin Pulp Fiction for Andy, seeing as he doesn't intend on ever fucking watching it? Like, talk
Do you
about
know
that scene.
Ruin it. It came out so long ago. It's not like it came out last
26
week.
years, isn't it? 94.
It was a long time ago.
Neil's brother used to have a thing of if he saw a film before Neil, he'd instantly message him straight after the film, telling him every single spoiler possible, tell him ruin the ending. So Neil would be like, "Shit."
That's the worst kind of trait.
Yeah,
That's the worst kind of trait. Yeah.
Oh,
Couldn't.
I'll tell you what I started watching yesterday. There's a new one on Netflix called Space Force. With
oh yeah. I saw the trailer for that.
I started watching that. That's it's a bit hit and miss at the moment. I'm 2 episodes in, but it looks like it could be good.
Got the one with Steve Carell?
Yeah.
It's a bit nuts. He's been made like the 4-star general, and he's heading up a new space force that the president, which is obviously Trump, has come up with. And for first 2 episodes a bit stupid. So they're sending up a new satellite in space that can intercept other satellites.
Mm-hmm.
And something, I don't want to ruin it all, but something happens up there. There's a breakage, and then they've got to figure out how they're going to repair it. And they've got two animal astronauts in space, so they end up with this fucking chimp. They got this chimp trying to go out there to fix it.
I know what happens, Dan, so speak freely.
Uma Thurman.
That's your favourite scene?
Mate. Absolutely. Oh,
Which one?
The heart, the syringe in the heart. Just because it's the first time I watched it, I was like,
Ravi, The Expanse. I still need to get around to watching it. It's on Prime, all the episodes. It's got, I think I mentioned to you before, and it's got Punisher Dude.
Punisher Dude.
Yeah.
Charles Bernthal.
No, the other one, the film.
Top 10.
Yeah, he's in it. It's supposed to be like one of the best sci-fi series.
That's a series that needs to come back. I love the Punisher.
Yeah, definitely. Hive.
The Netflix one.
Loved it, mate.
Really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Punisher season 1. All right. Punisher
What's your
season.
favorite scene in season 1?
I think it's the end. It's the whole end episode, the carousel fight, where he kind of lets everything out, and he's got one of the most incredible visceral screams I've ever heard. Like his voice, and when he's like really, really going for it, you kind of feel everything. And when he's, again, this is spoiler territory, but when he's rubbing his face on the glass,
that's pretty neat.
It's really it's a real cathartic moment, because you kind of just like, go on, you're really, really egging him on to do it. But yeah, that's my favorite bit from the season 1 of Punisher. But I just wasn't or the prison scene. Yeah, I just seen for Andy.
That's
the
my
scene is a
favorite.
bad boy scene. Andy Hughes.
Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, it's a really good scene. But yeah, season 2, I feel like it fell kind of flat for me. I didn't really enjoy it as much as season 1.
Yeah, I think the first episode or first 2 were decent, and then it just sort of fell apart a bit on season 2. Barry.
Comment from Barry. You wanted the Jack Rabbit dance as your first dance at your wedding. That would have been incredible.
Been amazing. Yes, work tomorrow, Nige. Working from home.
Time you starting it?
8 o'clock tomorrow.
It's my first proper day of working all week tomorrow with the boys here as well.
That should be interesting.
I had to do it the other week, didn't I? When their mum wasn't very well.
You're gonna have
I've got offline duties, but oh my god, these kids.
I don't go back until Wednesday.
I'll tell you where to take it, Ravi. You just go to another bloodbath. You get Brian Dennehy in. It's a private joke for me and Rambo. That.
Dan, did you see that video with the Unreal Engine? Unreal Engine 5 for the demo for PS5.
The PS5?
Yeah, and what they're going to use in film.
Yeah. Oh, my video's gone now. But yeah, oh man, that was sick. You know, watching the shadows moving in real time and stuff like that. Them, obviously, it was manipulating what they were doing and showing you how they could change it. But like watching the rocks fall and even the shadows from the rocks, it's incredible.
Yeah, the sound.
I think I'll buy one.
You'll buy one, definitely.
I don't know. I've not been a massive game player for the last, since Batman, really. Did you give me that back?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, just double checking.
I think I don't know if I give you the Sopranos back either.
I'm not bothered about that.
And what's your next purchases, fragrance-wise?
That's a good question. It'll probably be Perfume Parlour, if I'm being honest, when they're back up and running. But I do want to get their interpretation of JPG's LeBeau 2019.
Yeah.
Just because I've got the original, and I've been wanting to see what their take on it would be for a while. But yeah, there's a few that I've got my eye out on. But yeah, I'm probably going to hit up Perfume Parlour first, just to kind of get some clones of it first, just to see what's what, rather than go in and do a full blind buy.
I went on there today for the first time ever.
Were you impressed?
Dan, what's been your favourite from what you've smelt when you've been around mine?
Date for Men.
Oh man, that Date and Office for Men's bollocks. Sorry, but it is. The prices you'd have to pay for that. There's no point. No point. I get better stuff off the Lucky Man down the road.
It's an interesting topic though, that like Jeremy Fragrance's like price points on his fragrances, because they're extremely high.
Yeah.
People buying it just because of the price tag. The dickheads out there go, "Oh, I got £400 perfume." Fuck off! I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to swear on this stream.
I think it's an interesting point, because I do think it's more of a status thing than anything else. Is having a bottle of it that you've bought. I know that a lot of people got sent stuff and things like that, but I think it's more of a status thing than it is an actual justification for what it is you're actually buying. Because whilst I like both Date and Office, I prefer Office to Date. I would never pay full retail for them. I was questioning whether or not to actually buy a full bottle of Office when he was offering a 60% discount. I mean, that's 60%, and I was still going, and that worked out about 60, 70 quid.
Yeah.
And I was still going, yeah, you could probably get away with it. But at the time, I was just kind of like, no, I still can't justify it. But I do think it's more of a status thing than it is anything else, because it's an Instagram world, it's an Instagram life, and he lives on social media. That's how he makes his money
as well, isn't it? So,
of course, yes, it's association, isn't it? So it's you put a post up with Office and Date for Men, they're like that. You hashtag Fragrance Army or Jeremy Fragrance, or you tag him in it, you do whatever, you're going to get likes, you're going to get follows. I think it's more of a status symbol than it is a value for money kind of thing, because I don't think you get value for money. Whilst like I said, I like both of them, I don't think you get value for money out of it, because I would never pay that, especially Date. Date is extortionate.
I'll be intrigued to see how his female line does with the day and night.
Have you noticed about them though? The difference between them? They're only 50. They're only 50 mil.
All right.
Still, really, like the price point, he's not dropped them. So you would expect the price to potentially half.
Yeah.
No, they're still 100 odd, 200 odd euros.
Who's making it? I don't even know who makes it.
He's basically top of the fragrance community. He's like a massive influencer on YouTube. So he's like,
we're going to struggle to get any likes from him then, because I can't stand the stuff. There's a lot of fragrance guys on here, so you guys will have to bear with me. I'm so ignorant of it.
There was,
I'll get there eventually.
One fragrance that Dan really liked, and I think we got him to smell it on 2 occasions, and it was one that was always coming out, was the Prada L'Homme. And
yeah, I wasn't expecting it, was I? Because I said it's Prada. It's a bit chabby.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else I really liked, but it's women's fragrance. That Britney Spears stuff again. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it hits me because of back in the 90s and stuff like that.
I mentioned this to someone else, that even though it's Britney, her line does really well. And I think most women have got a Britney fragrance or whatever. So I think she does really well with the...
Well, you know what's interesting interesting. Like a lot of celebrity fragrances actually are surprisingly good for a low price point, because you can never really they never really go for they never really go for like high price points, do they? I think but they're usually, you find them in bargain bins and at cheapest, but they rarely disappoint really. I know that they've
you
got
normally get them on the lightning deals on Amazon for 20 quid, knocked down from 860 or something like that.
Yeah, and I noticed because I was watching
off.
a video of one of Nigel's, and he's just commented here saying Lady Gaga's fragrance, and I think that was like 7 quid or something like that. So it's like it's nothing, but like they can smash out a really good mass appealing fragrance for like cheapest chips, and then you've got a mass appealing fragrance that's €200 that smells just like something you could buy for a quarter of the price. So
Sean John, Unforgivable. That's probably one of my favourite celebrity fragrances, and
great. That's why.
Yeah, it's a really good fragrance. I've never tried any of the footballers like Ronaldo's or David Beckham's. I've not tried any of theirs because I've always thought they were going to be pants.
But at the same time, it's like a fiver to buy.
Yeah.
All the fragrance guys that are on here, then when this video ends and you can comment on the video, just drop in some comments on some fragrances I should try and get a sample of. And I'll try
just bang it in these comments now.
Well, you read these afterwards.
Yeah, well, the video, we can use the video for reference, can't you?
Nigel's Sense of Peace. Yeah, one of my definite favourites. Absolutely love that one. Barry.
Perfume Parlour.
Yeah, Perfume Parlour, yeah. Barry, definitely agree. Date is ultra male. That's what I got from it straight away. I know, and you got Le Beau from yours.
It's definitely, you can tell it's inspired by Jean-Paul Gaultier, though. You can tell.
Nice one.
That would have been a brilliant name, Heather.
Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Heather? What did you settle on?
Yeah, no, definitely too high.
No, I'd definitely go with the whole name. You can't have just Maximus Decimus without Meridius.
Aidan Meridius.
I've just scrolled through some of the old comments here, and Centralizers put on that you still need to watch Gladiator with Dennehy in. I love that film, by the way. That's a boxing movie, that one.
Yeah,
we were talking about that last week, actually.
It's got Cuba Gooding Jr. in it.
We were talking about it last week.
Hardest part of the head. Hardest part of the body, sorry, top of the head. It's bare knuckle boxing, and he punches him here, and he ducks his head down, breaks his hand.
Yeah, Nigel, I agree, mate. I think if you could bang them in like a 30ml bottle and drop the price point on it, I think that it would shift it a hell of a lot more.
Yeah. John, just get some Brittany, mate.
It's Brittany, bitch. David Beckham's line does well.
Yeah,
I've never tried any, mate. If I'm being honest, so
I think that's it's because it's David Beckham. It's not because the aftershave's good. It's Beckham.
Is anyone really promoting it? Like, it's got to be just because it's David Beckham. I don't know anyone that's go out and buy David Beckham.
The same as Cristiano's legacy aftershaves. I'm pretty sure he doesn't wear his own aftershaves. He's probably got all the top end stuff.
Well, I reckon he probably does.
He might do in the changing rooms. Little spray of Ronaldo. There we go. Barry's missus has got a bit of Brittany.
How's that Brittany?
Oh dear.
Beckham's are good, but they last 10 minutes. Yeah, I thought they would have been
wouldn't be anything that I wouldn't expect.
So look. Heather never had a Britney Spears perfume. Never tried Britney or Paris.
Please, Barry, please tell me that's a real thing. Please tell me that's a real thing.
What, Hello by Lionel Richie?
Lionel Richie has got his own fragrance called Hello. Please tell me that's a real thing.
£200 discounted. John Lewis doing Tom Ford 250ml oud wood body oil.
And it's a real fragrance, mate.
That is the best thing ever.
I just looked it up.
That's the best thing ever. By the time you put the cap on, it's gone.
I can see that. I'm definitely not trying Beckham's now. Trump wears his own fragrances. Didn't even know Trump had any.
Where are we? Secretions Magnifique. Yeah, I've heard that has an interesting aroma. Have you heard about that one, Nick?
Is that the one where it smells absolutely horrendous?
I think like the notes are like blood and semen and
Stuff.
and sweat and saliva and that kind of stuff.
Sounds good for Dan, that does.
It's literally just what I wake up to every morning. After
Blood,
a
sweat,
really
and semen.
vicious wet dream. Oh dear.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty horrendous. I don't know why anyone would want to buy it, but
That would have been good if it was in the clay head of Lionel Richie. Bottle.
It'd be like Sex Panther, wouldn't it? Film. Sorry, I'm going back to films again because I just thought what I did watch this week.
Yeah.
Basketball came to Netflix.
The what?
Basketball.
Are you sure you're not just trying to say basketball?
No, you're not seen Basketball. Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
It never.
Oh, it's like mid to late 90s as well.
Is that South Park guy?
Yeah. So they make up their own. So it's like it's set a little bit in the future, and it's about people have lost their love for sports stars, and then they make up their own game.
Yeah.
Where the average Joe can play, and it's basically a mixture of baseball and basketball. And you do psych outs, and I can't believe you've not seen it. Check it out.
No, I'll have to have a look at it.
It's not the greatest film. It's not the funniest film, but it's worth a watch if you like South Park.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that one.
And then tomorrow, I'll definitely be watching a film either tomorrow night or Tuesday night. Menace to Society comes to Netflix.
Oh,
love that film.
What, the comedy one with the Waynes?
No. That's Don't Be a Menace to Society.
Yeah.
Menace to Society.
Yeah. I love the comedy version. Can you remember that film?
I've never seen it.
What, the Waynes one?
Don't Be a Menace to Society whilst drinking your juice in the hood or something like that.
Yeah, in South Central.
South Central.
Brilliant film.
Andy.
Oh, Andy. That's a fucking dad joke, that one. We've got kids, mate.
That was a belter.
Some classics come in.
Has he got one of his mum's old CDs out? Reading the songs off the back of it.
Ravi agrees with basketball.
Ravi always agrees with me.
There's a frag that smells like a celeb's vagina. Not sure which one, but it's sold out all the time.
Isn't there it's Gwynth Paltrows. Genuinely, she's got a candle. It's not a fragrance, but it's a candle that has the smell of the candle is her vagina.
Is that what all this fuss was about a few months ago?
I guess so.
Yeah,
But she actually does have a scented candle that is fragranced around the smell of her.
I'm on my work laptop at the minute. I'm not going to Google Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina.
Like,
I won't be at work tomorrow.
I was talking to someone about like how what would where do you even start with that? Like, where do you even
candle making? Like,
I was going to say the walls of the cervix.
I'm not.
We've all got kids, so we've all been there, don't we?
Like, where would you go? Like, would you go up to someone and go, "I've got an idea. Just bear with me. I want to make a candle, and I want to make it scented. Right, gotcha. What do you want it to smell of? My vagina."
I think it might be the other way around, mate. They might have approached her and said, "Your vagina."
Like, what? Where? How? Who's got it? Who references that?
Whoever's sniffing and getting the notes.
You know what I mean? Like, is it like the perfumer whoever makes the candles has like got like the candle here and her open legs here? Like, what? How do you?
I don't know.
There are people that turned around and went, "I know what will sell: shitting on each other." So people do that, and people pay good money for it. So yeah, there were worse things.
Like, it just absolutely baffled me.
Making sense. Thanks for coming in, mate. And I want to try some of your fragrances because I know that you've been making some.
Not date for men, is it?
No office or date for men.
Whoever makes that stuff is never gonna like this channel. Oh, I hope they do. Prove me wrong. Make a fragrance that I like.
Yeah. Yeah, Bex, exactly. It's like you're gonna light that candle and it'd be like, "Oh, that smells nice. What is it?"
Pussy. Oh, Nick, sorry. I sent my mate a video. A friend of mine. I sent a friend the Bo Selector video with sausages.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, loved it.
A bit of sausage.
I'd love to Nick, shit, please get a candle made out of your wife. I'm not doing it. She's too good a friend. I'm not going to.
Just stop there, mate.
Just walk and go. Smells
Gwynth
familiar.
Paltrow's Goop Lab is weird. Watch John Tron's video on it. See, it's the thing. Stilton.
Oh.
Amber Green. Lord have mercy.
Sorry, Matt at Pocket Centre's given us the way to do it. Fuck's sake.
Oh yeah, no, Matt will know. Hang on. I'll take a swab and then run it through. Oh my god. Matt's the bad. Matt, where would we be without you, mate?
Genius.
See, there's me thinking that someone's going like this with a candle and this with the vagina, and you're going, no, just take a swab, mate.
Have you done this before?
It's making me think a scary movie with Dewey or just finger doofus. What the hell is that? That's my ass.
Oh Lord. The comments have descended into chaos.
I say, really, my audio is working, and this really brought this down on it. Sorry, guys.
Gwyneth, what Gwyneth done to us?
Vagina notes.
Oh, let's have a look. If it smells of fish or cat, run away. Oh, Barry. Save sniffing your finger.
What is going on?
Brilliant for one night stands because you just leave the scent lingering.
Oh God!
Right.
I'm going for it. I don't care. Work can sack me.
No, don't.
I'm just going to search candle.
Fragrance titles, holy mackerel.
Brilliant.
Right.
Barry's pre-ordering already.
The name the name of the candle is literally called "This Smells Like My Vagina." Fucking brilliant.
How much is it?
Probably
I've
too
not
much.
looked at proper prices. Okay.
Probably far too much.
It's back in stock apparently.
Honestly, that baffles me on like people just buying that. That proves people just buy
Or
shit.
just buy anything. They'll like, because no one wants it because it smells like. I mean, you probably, well, I don't know. You say you probably want it because you want to know what a vagina smells like. But
Surely you'd feel embarrassed buying something like that in the shop. Oh yeah, I'll get this because it smells like vagina.
it's not. And again, this is the status thing, isn't it? It's the whole. I mean, this is the two very different ends of the spectrum. A Dayton office actually smell really quite pleasant, but I'm not saying that it doesn't smell pleasant. I don't know. I don't know what Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina smells like. If anyone out there, how much is it?
80 quid.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to spend 80 quid to find out what her vagina smells
You can get it for 58 quid here. Got to be worth
Go
that.
to Tony's the Haddock Lounge. Probably get it cheaper.
Hold on. Gwyneth Paltrow 15 years ago, I might have spent 58 quid. Not now.
Oh gosh.
Not now.
Wonder what colour it is. No, okay, come on. Okay. Oh right. I wonder if the same people making jelly beans that taste like skunk grass shavings.
I love that
You've
game.
crossed the line.
They are the
There's
worst.
just things you don't.
They are the worst things though. They are the worst. Those jelly bellies or whatever they are. No, I'm done on that. No.
I don't like jelly beans, so I've never really done it.
You're not missing out on anything, mate.
Beck's saying, Barry, buy one, and you've got to review it and discuss the fragrance notes.
And the first thing
Nick, we should do it in your house, Nick. All three of us.
You should buy it, Barry. And the first thing you have to do is the opening of the video is just a
fragrance sniff.
So buy him a wig that he can put up to the camera that looks like my hair, and then just pull it apart.
Oh, hang on. Joey can only review the vulva scent once with his mom.
Oh, yes.
No.
I guarantee you I could get my mum to do that.
Oh. Why? Oh, no.
Outrageous. How'd you buy this in the shop?
He's breaking all the rules. He doesn't care. It's
Worth
just
the risk. Worth the risk.
No, chance there's sounds like a battle.
I didn't put anything bad in. I've just put
Gwyneth
Paltrow candle.
Sales are going up now.
Yeah.
The certificate of authentication, the candle.
Picture.
I'd expect an autograph, at least.
Well, what if she just what if she just puts lipstick on and just kisses the paper?
Oh, what are we talking about?
Turn into a fucking boys' club now.
What are we talking about?
Oh, this is Barry, right?
Yeah.
Dirty bastard. Good man. Lick it.
Oh, God, where are we going?
Hey, people, got the smell, Barry. Yes. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. All right. Okay. Let's try True story. Our Secret Santa at work with lads bought
Oh,
our
fuck off.
knob sheet scented candle.
Holy what?
This is not what. This is definitely not what I expected to be talking about.
Just in case he watches this at some point, Goose, I got your birthday present sorted.
Oh God, I can imagine that smelled horrible.
Matt can clone it. Well, he knows how to get it, mate. So, Matt, can you?
Matt, we're copywriting this idea.
Oh, God, fucking awful thought.
Lord have mercy. So, Nick, what are you getting next?
I don't know. I think I've made my purchases,
Oh, yeah,
but I might go into candles now. A few around the house. Yeah, them jelly beans are bad. Really bad. Especially the vomit one.
Oh, what? Vomit jelly bean?
Them jelly beans where they got all the different flavours of, so they've got nice ones and horrible ones, but you don't know which ones.
What is that? Oh, man. I'll tell you what.
Get me the swab, I'll match it. And then Barry said, I need to wait till she falls asleep.
Nice one, Barry. I'll tell you what swab I'll do. Post wank belly button.
What are we talking about?
Oh, this has really gone downhill. Sorry, boys.
Oh, I'm sweating. I need a fan.
Oh,
I can't breathe.
I need another drink. I might make another cup of tea.
Oh God, yeah, that vomit one is vile, definitely. Dan, never tried them.
You what, mate?
Never tried them.
I really don't like jelly bean. Vomit. How the fuck? Who's gonna put? I thought that was just on Harry Potter. Who's gonna put vomit jelly bean?
I'm really trying it, guys.
For the giggles.
I know my niece and nephew have done the jelly bean one because they got some from Harry Potter World. What's going on? You're not putting the comments on the screen. I can see which one you're laughing at.
I need to compose myself.
Oh my God, I've got a right sweat on now.
Ooh.
Barry, he's horny tonight, isn't he? He's mega tonight.
Oh, right. Oh, my gosh. Oh. Right, Nick, what films are you watching this week?
Some Gwyneth Paltrow.
I don't like jelly beans, but I will do that.
What?
Like do a live. Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should all three of us get a pack and we'll do like a live roulette.
Oh, the jelly beans.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
I mean, I'm not happy to do it, but it's a thing to do, I guess.
I'll try it do it once.
Yeah, do it on one of these live when we're the lockdown's up.
Nige, sorry, mate. Oh gosh, I don't need to go to the gym. I've been laughing that hard. Oh, Barry, you need you need to sort yourself out, mate.
You need to take 10 minutes to yourself and get a cold shower.
Oh gosh. Yeah, if anyone wants to join, I think that could be quite a good thing to do, like a live roulette. If anyone wants to join in on that, feel free.
The Ghost Pepper Challenge.
I'm all right.
Oh no, I got IBS. Not happening. Literally, I'd sit here and shit non-stop.
I really need a wee.
Games.
Oh,
fucking ghost pepper. Goose can do that one.
What is the Ghost Pepper Challenge?
it's a ghost pepper. It's
right.
it's a chili.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the hottest chilies in the world. So yeah, you just gotta eat it, mate. And I think you've got to eat it and see how it lasts before you have to drink a glass of milk or drink some water or something like that.
So similar to
I'd be sucking off a cow, mate. It would never stop. It'd be ridiculous. Fucking yeah, no way. No. You should do this, mate.
Get on them orders.
I'll be straight on it.
It'd be like that. That show that I watch on YouTube where they eat the chicken wings, spicy ones.
It's basically that, but you just eat the you can go straight to the chili.
Yeah,
It's just, I think it's the winner is basically just how long you can go before you can take a drink.
Yeah, I wouldn't last for that at all.
I don't like spicy food. I'm more after a few drinks. I'll try anything, but I don't like spice at all.
After a few drinks, you're anyone's man, aren't you? Yes, I am.
Who's sucking off a cow?
Barry.
That's
Really
disgusting.
Oh gosh! Right, get my head back in the game.
Wait.
So,
Yeah, come on.
I've lost track now.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
We were talking about Gwynth Paltrow's vagina.
Yeah, how did we get onto that?
God knows, but it went in a funny direction. Oh, God, I've not done that in a long time.
Dan, are you watching anything this week, mate? Are you planning on watching anything?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna yawn now, so excuse me. I think I'm definitely gonna watch Menace to Society. I'll get that watched. But to be honest, with having the boys and that, I work till 8 o'clock every night. I'm just a bit tired to do anything in the evenings. So a lot of my evenings is just taken up by rewatching like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Really good.
Russian roulette, chili chocolate. Yeah, I've made that before. I've never actually got the chili. I just got the chocolate.
Oh, we did this. We did this at work for Christmas, and I pretended to get the chili one, but I didn't get it.
Try the one from Iceland, hotter than any Vindaloo Tindaloo. 7. Yeah, we talk 7.
7's an awesome film.
Can you imagine if they changed the end of 7 now? So like Brad Pitt is shouting "What's in the box?" and the delivery man opens it, and it's just a candle.
Yeah.
It's not.
He was married for a bit, wasn't he?
Or the head of one of Kevin Spacey's victims.
Oh, Dan. Oh. Oh.
Delete that.
Oh, Kevin Spacey. Real life villain. But yeah, no, it's a great movie. It's one of my favourite movies, actually. 7.
Yeah.
The only thing I found scary about that film was when they were checking out the guy on the bed.
Oh yeah.
Mate, he's still alive.
Yeah, that made
he wakes up.
Yeah, that's the one that I found weirdly scary or eerie is glutton. I think it's gluttony, where they go into the house and the guy's basically eating himself to death. I mean, it's just because the house is all just like run down and horrible, and it's quite dark and everything like that. The first time I watched that, I can remember feeling like really quite on edge and scared by that, because it's not nice to look at, to be fair, but it's a great movie, all around great movie. Brad Pitt's awesome in it.
Which film's that?
7.
Oh, right. I thought you were on about a different film. What's your favourite Brad Pitt film?
God, that's
See,
difficult.
like, he's obvious. It's Brad Pitt. Everyone knows who he is.
Deadpool 2.
Like, everyone knows who he is, but I feel like he's still underrated.
Yeah. Bye, Bex. Thanks for coming
See
on.
you later, Bex. I still feel like he's underrated. I really do. Favorite
Club?
Brad? Oh, Fight Club's a good one.
Potentially Fight Club, but
Yeah,
I thought Brad Pitt was great at Fight Club, but then again, Edward Norton
smashes it.
Yeah.
Smashes it in Fight Club. Snatch is yeah. I mean, he's not. It's not a Brad Pitt movie, really, though, is it? But yeah.
Most memorable character from Snatch, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, arguably. Yeah.
I'll tell you, Snatch, an actor in Snatch that it wasn't well known at the time, but he's one of my favourite actors, Stephen Graham.
Great actor.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really good. Is that Sandra Bullock, A Time to Kill?
A Time to Kill, isn't that Matthew McConaughey and Samuel Jackson?
Oh, it might be. I'm sure there was a similar sounding one with Sandra Bullock. I'm not sure. Yeah, in 7 it's always
in 7, yeah.
Oh, Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
Great film. Tarantino.
Wasn't he in was it Brad Pitt was Curious Case of Benjamin Button?
I never watched it, mate. Never watched it.
It's good. It's long. I think the effects are good, but it's not a sort of rewatch film. I do like Meet Joe Black. I think it's got an awesome soundtrack, and I like Anthony Hopkins.
Is Liv Tyler in that one?
No, it's I forgot her name now.
So I know. Yeah, she was in Mallrats.
Yeah, she's married to someone famous, another actor. I forgot his name now. Dan, have you seen this? California. We were talking about this the other week.
Yeah, it's Juliette Lewis and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Is that David Duchovny in that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, great film. What's the film with Norton and Richard Gere?
Ooh, that's where Edward Norton plays the oh man. So Norton plays like a bullied kid, doesn't he? And he's actually
Is that where he's clever? He's putting it on.
He's putting it all on. What's his split personality, isn't it? It plays it out that it's a split personality, but turns out he is the bad guy. Oh, what's that called now? I can't remember.
I never watched Burn After Reading. I think some of the reviews weren't great when it first came out, and it made me not want to watch it. Time to Kill, Matthew and Sandra, Samuel L. and Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, we were all right.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell, back to it now.
I think Ant's just gone for a little wee. American History X. Wow, I love that film.
Primal Fear. That's the one. Nice one.
Yeah. Edward Norton's really good in it. It's a horrible film, but I think the acting in it is amazing. I think that was the last decent film. Why am I forgetting names today? Oh, what's his name? Terminator 2, John Connor. That was the last decent film he did.
Edward Furlong.
Furlong, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, that was the last decent film he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, History X, that curb scene, yeah, really bad. But yeah, Edward Norton did a really good transformation in that, for where he's that nasty guy and then sort of transforms towards the end of the film.
A film I really liked with Ed Norton and was with De Niro. I think it's called The Score.
Yeah, that was really good.
That didn't that have what's his name in from Godfather?
Brando.
Yes, Brando. I'm sure Marlon Brando was in it as well.
Yeah, he was.
I
I don't know if that was one of his like sort of later films before he died.
But Ed Norton was in it. It's not great in it, but the Grand Budapest Hotel. Have you seen that?
Yeah, brilliant film.
I love that film. I thought that was really funny.
What films did you? I was reading on this the other day. What films? Centaur Fragrance. How you doing, mate? Fragrance of the day. Issey Miyake for me. And Dan's was a candle from Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
Aroma.
Yeah.
What, did you have any films when you were younger that scared the shit out of you?
Me?
Yeah.
Candyman?
Yeah.
Did not like saying Candyman in the mirror. Me and one of the lads that lived up the road, we were at his house late at night and his mum was out and it's like we were daring each other to do it.
What about kids' films? Was there anything where you thought? For me, Edward Scissorhands used to scare the shit out of me when I was
younger. Edward Scissorhands. I loved Edward Scissorhands. Like it's still one of my favorite movies, just because Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, but used to scare the living crap out of me. Yeah, it was awful. Beetlejuice. Loved it again. But the sandworm, the sandworm on Saturn, is it Saturn?
Yeah.
Scary as hell.
There was
talking about sandworms made me think of Tremors.
Yeah, Tremors. Can you remember there was a film with the lad who was in the Wonder Years, and there was a guy who was under his bed. He was a blue.
It was called Little Monsters.
That was it. Yeah.
I love that. That was a great film.
Yeah, he was freaky, Didn't he come out of the bed?
He came out of the bed or something. He grew horns, didn't he, in the bedroom? That was a really, really fun film. That one. I like that
Little
one.
Monsters.
Not a lot of people I've spoken to have ever seen that one.
Heather, I haven't actually smelt that one. Hotel Mumbai.
Oh, Barry, Hotel Mumbai. Have you seen this, Nick?
No.
Dan, have you seen it?
I don't know.
Mate,
Who's in it?
It's Dev Patel and Army Hammer. It's got Jason Isaacs in it as well. It is one of the. It's a true story, but I watched it. It was a straight to. It was like a Sky Movies straight release. So I watched it the day it came out, and my God, is that a harrowing movie? It's so like it is not a movie you want to watch if you just want a light-hearted movie. It's so harrowing.
Yeah, I've heard it's very tense.
Knowing that it's a true story as well. It's just it's you've got to be in the mood for that kind of movie. Page Master, Macaulay Culkin. It was part real life, part animation. Great movie. I used to love the game. I think the game was on either PlayStation 1 or might have even been Sega on the Mega Drive.
Got so a film that scared my sister. We went to the cinema and watched a film. Go on, Ant.
Nothing. No. Sorry, no.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Yeah, we went to the cinema when we were kids, and my sister ended up crying, and it was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Love that film,
mate. Because that was freaky, like the ants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was when the ant got killed. She was crying like a baby. I think I was just shoveling popcorn or sweets in my mouth. I didn't care.
Do you remember Never-Ending Story?
Never bothered with it. That sort of thing bored the life out of me.
Apparently I used to watch it a lot when I was younger, but I can't remember it.
All I remembered was there's a scene with a horse that gets stuck in the mud, and it's just sinking, and the boy's like screaming at it, and it just dies in the mud.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Nice. Thanks for
Cheers,
for jumping on, mate. Yeah. Have a good night, mate.
See you later, bud.
Good, mate.
Candyman. They're remaking that, aren't they?
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
I saw a video the other day of a guy walking up to a mirror. I think it was a car mirror. He might have been on set somewhere, and he's saying Candyman. And he's like, it says, "See, it's all bullshit." And then the guy that was the original Candyman comes up behind him.
Tony Todd.
Yeah, it's what made me think of it earlier.
Making sense.
Amityville Horror.
You know what? I liked Ryan Reynolds' version.
I did. I really enjoyed that movie. Yeah, it's not. I find it's quite. I would recommend that for like horror introductory, because it's not too scary, but it's scary enough to kind of like, if you don't like horror or you get too scared, it's a good introductory movie, that Amityville Horror.
And Ryan Reynolds is ripped like a mofo.
Yeah,
I just realised what you're talking about. Then I was reading something. I've just realised what you're talking about.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is absolutely shredded in that movie as well. There's a scene where he's chopping wood.
Yeah,
he's chopping wood and it's raining or something like that. Yeah.
Reminds me of myself, that one.
Eve, Old Man Marley from Home Alone scared me as a child. Yeah. Definitely.
I think he scared everyone until he started talking. He was like, and then it's like the sweetest old man. But yeah, still scary as hell. Man from U.N.C.L.'s a great movie.
Yeah, really good.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Mallrats. So I love Kevin Smith. Love Kevin Smith films. Mallrats is coming to Netflix next month.
They're making a sequel, aren't they?
Tomorrow. I don't know if they're making a sequel to Mallrats, but man, it was the first Kevin Smith film I ever saw, and I loved it. It was like one of these 11:20 at night BBC Two things, and it's fucking brilliant. So then I checked out all of his films that he'd done prior to it. Love, like, Dogma's one of my favorite movies ever made.
Dogma's brilliant. Great
film. But it also when I was looking up those films, it like led me to of a similar trend, like Biodome. Have you ever seen Biodome?
Biodome, yeah. We was talking about this the other week. I think it was Heather was talking about Biodome, because I was talking about it reminded me of like films like Tank Girl and California Man. We were talking about the other week.
California Man's a classic.
Yeah.
Barry the Champ. I remember watching that. Yeah, I've seen that.
What's that one? The Champ? Don't think I've seen it.
It's a black and white movie. It's an old movie.
Is it black and white?
Yeah.
I thought it was in colour.
No, it's definitely no. It's even.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, and so if it's the one that I'm thinking of, it's a boxing movie.
Yeah. With the little boy as well.
No, it's definitely black and white.
Just must be me.
Is this where his dad's getting beaten up in the ring, and he's like, does his dad die in the ring or something?
Long time ago.
It's a yeah. Yeah.
Sure. You seem really happy about it.
I think it is.
If it is that, I've definitely seen it. I just remember a kid crying, saying, "Get up, champ! Get up, champ!" Just don't know if it's from that or not.
Yeah, it's been remade. It's been remade.
Land of the Lost.
Not seen it.
Never seen that one.
Watership
Oh.
Down.
They are going to do a Mallrats 2 apparently.
Yeah, I thought they were. I think they're bringing Affleck back in it as well. I'm sure they are.
It's got Claire Forlani. Yay, that's the girl that was in Meet Joe Black.
Yeah, that's it. Who is she married to? She's married to a famous actor.
Don't know. I'll find out for you. What's it?
I don't know if it's John Hamm.
Oh, I'll tell you in a second, won't I? It's Dougray Scott, quite famous. Yeah, Dougray Scott.
The
Good
OG.
old
Been
days.
married 13 years. Fucking hell.
Have you seen Kevin Smith's talk about him meeting Prince? No. And imagine it's good. I love Kevin Smith's little stories that he does.
Sorry, Matt at Pocket Sense has just mentioned a film that I absolutely loved.
Oh, Napoleon Dynamite, brilliant film.
Yeah.
Can
Great
I
film.
can I tell you a secret?
Go for it.
I've never seen it.
It's good. That's good. That's another
Oh,
one.
I thought I was going to get a ribbon for that.
No,
It's like
a pop culture for that film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There are just certain things in the film that just really tickle me. The Jamiroquai dance at the end, amazing. Feeding the pet llama, Tina, come and get some ham. And then his Uncle Rico, who wanted to be a professional football player, American football, that is, reckons he could throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
Quarter mile?
Yeah.
What's an old school comedy that you like?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, we mentioned that one.
It depends on how old school you're talking.
I don't know whatever's old school for you.
That's hard.
You know what I do like? I watched it again, and it wasn't the dumbed down version. It's the first Ace Ventura film.
Great. One of my favorite line in that whole movie is where he goes, "If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer." He uses it all the time.
Yeah, I suppose any Jim Carrey really.
Yeah.
Any Jim Carrey 90s comedy is a safe bet really.
See you later, Matt. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Peace.
Yes, cheers, mate, and thank you for
making sexy sense.
Yes, well, there's that. Yeah, thank you for Purple Gourmand. Thank you for Raspberry and Vanilla. Thank you for more. But also, thank you for letting us know how Gwyneth Paltrow gets the scent out of her vagina.
Oh.
What?
Good job. Dougray Scott wasn't Wolverine then.
He was cast as Wolverine before Jackman. Oof. Can you imagine? No.
Has anyone ever watched The Little Prince with Bob Fosse? He creates MJ's dance style and was his teacher. Look at his outfit and moves in the desert.
I feel like I have seen this movie.
No, I've not.
That rings a bell.
So is that based on Prince?
No.
The singer?
No. I don't think it's got anything to do with Prince. Maybe I haven't seen it.
Perrin's on.
Tom Perrin.
Airplane.
What a stallion.
Office Space. That film still hits hard.
Office Space is a great film.
Also Airplane.
What's his name in that? Is it? It's Stephen Root or something like that in Office Space. Plays the guy that they've sacked, but he just doesn't understand that he's been sacked. Merton or something like that.
Don't know.
God, mate, it's a good film though.
Dan, can you remember? I mentioned this the other week. Inner Space.
Great film. Great film. Yeah,
Loved
look,
it.
that was definitely that was like 91 or something. I remember we had that on VHS, recorded off the television. That's how old I am. Great film, mate. It's when who's the actor in it? I know it's
Dennis Quaid.
Not Quaid. It's Martin Short.
Yeah.
Oh, he's brilliant in it.
Yeah, I was talking about it last week, and the scenes where all the faces go up with the cowboy.
Super hot Meg Ryan as well.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, that's a really good film, Inner Space. I really like that.
Yeah, that Little Prince is about
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, yeah.
Ooh.
He was cast as Wolverine, then his movie ran over, meaning he couldn't commit. They then recast Jackman.
What movie was that? Who cares?
Wolverine.
As Wolverine,
No,
so for X-Men.
What movie overran?
Oh, right. And Tom Cruise was originally Iron Man. Yeah, I've read that as well.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah. He would have only done one film. He wouldn't have done the others.
No, I can't really. It's like Jackman and Downey Jr. Like you can't really imagine anyone else doing that.
Ravi was in the cinema for Inner Space.
Ravi, you old.
You old, homie.
He was there with the tin of tuna.
Oh, the Three Amigos. Was that Chevy Chase and Steve Martin in that?
Yeah, it was.
That was fun. I'll tell you a film that's very old that was brilliant. My dad made me watch it. It's fucking hilarious. Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles, yeah.
Yeah. Farting around the campfire.
Mm-hmm.
Punching the horse.
Mm-hmm. Weird Science, Inner Space, Weird Science. You seen Weird Science?
That's got Robert Downey Jr. in, you know.
It has got Robert Downey Jr. in as one of the bully high school kids. It's a great movie.
I always remember a film with Downey Jr., but I can't remember what the name of it is. There's a guy who basically dies at the start of the film. He gets run over, but then Downey Jr. comes back as like a sort of reincarnation of him, and he starts dating his daughter, but then he's getting memories that actually that is my daughter. Can't remember what it was.
The fuck?
It's
That
weird.
is a sick film.
U.S. Marshals. I know, I ain't got a clue.
I think it's called Chance or something like that.
No, I have no idea. No, Weird Science is better.
Dude, the villain.
Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, but can you really imagine him as Wolverine? Like,
no.
You can't, because Hugh Jackman made the role.
Yeah, but he was actually cast. It's not like he was nearly. He's like he was actually cast for it, and then he had to turn it down. Like he was going to be Wolverine.
Yeah. Again, you don't know what he'd have done with the role, but you can't see people playing roles when they've been made iconic by other people. What's this for Ravi? Is that an ongoing joke with him or what?
Yeah, he's just constantly eating tuna and drinking protein shakes.
Do you like tuna, mate? Do you like the smell of tuna?
We could get a Ravi candle. Tuna and protein shake.
What do you put in your protein shake? I want to know. Tuna.
What was the Martin Short film where he tried to rob the bank? I don't know, but it just reminded me of the film with Martin Lawrence and what's his face? It had the soundtrack. Coolio did the soundtrack.
Was that Blue Diamond or Blue Streak?
Blue Streak.
It wasn't Blue Streak. It was another one where
It's a great movie.
he tries to rob him in the car. And then he's basically stuck with him. The guy like keeps him in the car. And Coolio did the soundtrack to it.
Keenan and Kel.
I need to find out what it is now. Martin Lawrence.
People hated Hugh Jackman being cast. As I said, he was too tall and too Australian for Wolverine. Yep. Like Dan said, you can't...
Did he?
He didn't really have many films beforehand, did he, Jackman?
Wasn't he known as like a singer? Or
Really good voice.
on the theatre?
He had a good voice.
Nothing to Lose, the film was called.
There you go, Nick.
See, that's made me think of Any Which Way But Loose. There's an old film.
Mr. Perrin, favourite fighting film, Dan? We went over this the other week, didn't we? I want to see what Dan's is first.
Fucking hell.
Depends on what kind of fighting style you're looking for.
Yeah.
If it's martial arts, it's going to be different. If it's boxing, it's going to be different. If it's just like street fighting, it's going to be different.
Tom, put a more specific genre on there, mate. So what sort of fighting? And we'll
Jean-Claude Street Fighter.
quick, change the channel. Oh, Zangief, wasn't it?
Ravi's
Ravi, obviously, because you are Rambo. I thought you'd have chosen Rocky, being a big Stallone wannabe.
Yeah, theatre. There's Jackman.
Yeah. Fear. Is that with Wahlberg? Fear. Where he was a bit of a psycho. I think it was one of his like early films, I think.
Warrior. Is that the one with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton?
That was pretty well done, that one.
The acting was brilliant. Who played? I forgot his name now. Who was the dad? The alcoholic dad.
No, Nick Nolte.
Yeah,
Nick Nolte, yeah.
He was brilliant. There was one scene.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was acting though, Nick. Yeah, I think with MMA coming big, really mainstream as well. A couple of years before that, I think they did it really well. If you want to see it done bad, watch the what's his fucking name? Kevin something. The one that played Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Oh,
he did one, didn't he?
Here comes the boom.
That's it.
Andy Hughes is coming in 5, 4, 3.
Yeah. Paul Blart. Green Street. I don't know if he's being serious here.
Andy.
One of the things that always got me watching.
Scott Adkins did a sequel to Green Street, number 3.
Red Street.
I actually watched. It was a couple of years back. I actually watched Green Street 2. Have you seen it?
I haven't watched the second one.
So
I didn't bother.
So it's one of the people from the firm. They end up going into to prison, and it's about like the different firms that are in the prison, and it's got Graham McTavish in it.
Who that?
Yeah. And he's absolutely nuts in it. Like there's a scene in a gym where he picks up a weight that goes on a dumbbell, and he's holding it like with his finger in the hole there, and he's just cracking it into some guy's face. Like it's really, really brutal. I mean, it's got nothing to do really with the first one, but yeah, it's I think it was more of a cash grab that probably didn't make any cash.
Sorry, that is a great film.
Yeah, The Fighter is great.
Oh, what a film!
Is that the Wahlberg and Bale?
Yeah, Bale's really good in it.
Still haven't seen it.
Really good.
That's worth a watch. That's definitely worth a watch, mate. Considering it's based on a true story as well.
Here comes the boom.
Paul Blart gets its recognition.
Finally, Andy. Finally.
And as long as we've got these live streams, it will get the recognition. Yes, the second one is horrible. It's horrible. It's not worth watching.
Dan,
Yo,
what was that? Itchy.
Itchy the Killer. Oh, what? So it's an anime, isn't it? It's anime originally, but they made it into a live action film. Sick
Yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
You lent it to me, didn't you?
Love
Crazy,
that film.
man. It is messed up.
There is so just to give you all, a bit of a thought about this film. Check it out if you get the chance. But there is a scene in the film where a guy is being hung through his back skin on about 8 meat hooks, and they pour boiling hot fat onto him. Oil, not fat. Yeah, and your face says it all.
What? Dan, what kind of movies are you into?
Well, at the moment,
Well, Itchy the Killer.
I'm quite lonely, so
a lot of Gwynth Paltrow.
Yeah. Oh God, gross. Itchy the Killer. Check it out. It's worth a watch.
What's your main genre?
Comedy in it. I'm a comedy fan. I love a comedy film because they're just so easy to watch. You don't have to pay a lot of attention, and obviously having 2 young kids, you don't get a lot of time to yourself. But yeah, comedy is always going to be number 1 for me. But I love action films.
Nick, what's yours?
It's going to be action, martial art films. They will always be there. But then it's horror. I think they're sort of balanced. They're my genres. What about you, Ant?
It's just straight up horror, mate. Horror. Yeah. Give me a horror movie. I'll pick a horror movie over anything any day.
Just for Tom Perrin, quickly, we were just talking about Basketball, mate. So if you like South Park, check Basketball out. It's by the same guys. That's just cool.
If you haven't watched it already, watch Altered Carbon from season 1. I love Altered Carbon. Great series on.
I've heard that
jumping off to make a quick drink. I'll be back shortly.
Yeah. Cool. I've heard that the let me just get the Michael Jordan documentary on Netflix is pretty good.
Yeah,
It's called The Last Dance. I've heard it's really, really good. It's not a actiony kind of thing because it's a documentary, but I've heard it's really, really good, and paints him in a different light than what most people know him for.
Making sense. Did you see any of the filming? No Holds Barred, Hulk Hogan. Oh, what was the Hulk Hogan film? Suburban Commando. Oh my God. Yeah. It basically, I can't even remember what the storyline is. Hulk Hogan is like a alien dude, I think. And he mixes in with his family. And there's little cameos from Undertaker. I'm sure he's in there as a cameo. Brilliant film. Mr. Nanny, Hulk Hogan. Andy Hughes would appreciate that film.
It's a killer.
Yeah, definitely a mental film.
I feel like I need to watch this film now.
Yeah, it is mental. Dan's got it, so he can lend it to you. Anyone seen The Lovebirds on Netflix yet? No.
No, I'm finishing up. I'm just finishing up Gangs of London. I've got 2 episodes of that to watch. I do want to watch some movies, but there's just a lot of stuff out at the minute. There's like a lot of recommendations flying around at me. I've got to watch Casino. Got to watch Casino.
Casino needs to be done. Dan is
yeah.
definitely into porn.
That is shadow of a doubt.
So is Tom. And definitely Ravi. Community is now on Netflix.
I've heard things about that. I've heard good things about that. Tom, we're just thinking about recommendations on Netflix. If you want a bit of a weird thinker, but is also kind of a horror movie, try watching The Platform. It's an interesting one. I've given my thoughts on it. It's a bit of a slow burner, but if it's the kind of thing you like, you're not going to be disappointed.
Must watch for any. If any of you guys want to come on, I'm whacking the link in the comments. Just pop on.
Pop on, we'll have a good chat. The Last Dance, that's the Michael Jordan.
Oh, right, yeah. I thought it was like Michael Jackson.
No, it's Michael Jordan.
Season 2. I'm guessing that's Community. Perrin's on it as well. 10 out of 10.
I know what he's doing with his furlough.
I think he's given too many 10 out of 10s.
He just likes anything.
The table read, no.
So is that for the fighter?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Westworld is pretty decent. I've only watched the first 2 seasons. I wanted to wait until all season 3 was out, which I think it is now. So I'll be going back to try and watch season 3 at some point. Just add it to the list, I guess.
Wolf Creek. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's kind of like a Jaws thing. You're scared to go into the water. Yeah, you don't want to be camping anytime soon after watching Wolf Creek.
The paintball episodes of Community are incredible.
This is going straight over our heads, mate. We ain't got a clue what they're talking about.
Watch this 10 out of 10 TV show. Barry's going to jump on next time.
Yes. As long as we get more Gwynth Paltrow talk at you, Barry, yes.
See you, Eve. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
10 out of 10s galore, lads. Low standards.
Well, yeah.
You can say the group. The table read was so funny, Eve. The Pedro Pascal breaking down is incredible.
Here he is, look. Here he is, sports fans.
Sports fan in sumo or darts.
Making Sense might jump on.
What's going on? What have I missed?
So they were talking about Community. Saying
Seen it.
TV series.
We're just not down with the kids.
Watch Hugo's the paintball episodes of Community. Paintball.
Yeah.
Best ever paintball scene.
Go for it.
Are you asking him?
Sorry.
I'm so confused.
Born.
What's your favourite ever paintball scene from a film? Or
That's
TV
a very specific question.
Yeah, because I've got a specific answer.
I don't.
Spaced. You ever seen Spaced?
Oh, Spaced. TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The paintball scene in that fucking brilliant.
Long time ago since I watched that. Anyone seen Trailer Park Boys on Netflix?
Don't interest me that one, mate.
Yeah, we don't watch that filth.
Paranormal Activity. I remember the first time I watched that, I'd convinced myself that it was real.
I saw it online first, so I saw the American version first.
Yeah, I did as well. The one scene me and Neil had to rewind was where she got pulled out
of bed.
Yeah, we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and the so I didn't go to see the first one at the cinema, but after watching the first one after it came out, I went to go see the second one at the cinema. And there's this one particular scene in the second one where it's broad daylight, so you're completely caught off guard. And we were in a packed cinema; there was not an empty seat, and the tension was just like it was mad. But there's a scene where they're in the kitchen, and then every single drawer and cupboard open in the middle of the day. My God. I left with shepherd's pie in my pants that day.
When he got dragged down into the cellar in the daylight as well.
Mate, and is it the second one with the babies in it as well?
Yeah.
And the babies being dragged. Oh, no.
God bless Ravi. God bless.
God bless.
Where's he going? You ain't got work in the morning.
No, he's got some PDFs to read.
I'm just gonna nip to the loo.
Anyone ever seen TVs of the League?
Sounds familiar.
No, never heard of it.
It sounds familiar. That.
Trailer Park Boys. No, I've never actually seen it. I've never actually seen it. I don't even know what it's about.
Won't be able to start. Couldn't tell you anything about it, mate.
Dan, favorite 80s teen comedy film?
Oh, fucking hell.
That's a specific genre.
Yeah, what's this guy? Is it Barry? This guy?
That's Barry, yeah.
Sorry, Barry. You've got the Brat Pack, haven't you, around this time? You know. Oh, I don't know. 80s teen comedy. I loved Goonies. I loved the Goonies. I would class that as comedy.
Goonies is one of my all-time favorite movies as a kid.
I watched that last weekend, actually. Strangely enough, it was on TV. It might have been on Sky.
Absolutely love the Goonies. There he is, sports fan.
You wash your hands.
You know.
Oh, you guys have swapped places on my screen now.
You literally just
watching Anthony swap places. I can't handle it.
I used a bit of this.
80s teen comedy films. So I was saying it in the Goonies, but there's just so many. The Breakfast Club's a great film.
Ferris Bueller's.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Wow.
Great.
Yeah.
Nick, what you just said then, where you said you use a bit of this to spray, just reminded me of a post I saw.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Spraying his office on his cut.
Yeah, so he had a cut, and he was saying that he's spraying his aftershave on his cut because it's 75% alcohol. I was like, are you insane?
Do you think you'd spray office on Gwyneth?
I think he'd go face first into Gwyneth, mate, with his body popping.
80s Night of the Comet.
Caddyshack. Good shout.
No. Caddyshack is a good film.
Is that the Bill Murray one?
Anything with Bill Murray in's worth a watch, though, isn't it?
Yeah. License to Drive.
I don't know if I know that one.
Estevez. Emilio
Estevez.
Young Guns.
Young Guns.
It's a great movie, Young Guns.
Yeah.
Bueller's a great film, a really good film, Bueller. Who else was in the Brat Pack? We are talking about the films like Pretty in Pink and Breakfast Club, aren't we? What's his name? Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah.
He was in Weird Science as well. There you go. There's an 80s teen movie. Molly Ringwald's probably the most recognisable name from it. She was in all of them. Demi Moore? Was she?
What was this in?
I think you like Disclosure, don't you, Dan? With Demi.
Is that the one where she's a stripper?
No, that's Striptease.
That one then. Disclosure.
All I can remember is the poster is, I think, her legs or something. I think it's with Mike Douglas. I think it is anyway. Michael Douglas.
I honestly think Demi Moore was at her hottest in Ghost. I
Mate,
think she looked amazing.
Mate, she was absolutely gorgeous in Ghost.
Can you remember
it's the short hair, mate. It's the short hair.
I forgot, Nick. I was going to send you I was going to look for the soundbite. Went off from. Sorry, I'm just thinking about Ghost and Swayze. So I was saying that Bill Murray.
Get off my train!
Yeah, Bill Murray wasn't originally going to be the cameo in Zombieland. It was going to be Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
And they got it all sorted and everything, but unfortunately, it was at a time where he took really ill.
Yeah.
But so they decided
probably in a bit poor taste. Yeah.
They were gonna do it. He was okay with them doing it, but they said no, they can't really use a different actor to do it. They needed because of the lines that they were going to use. It's on a podcast, last podcast on the left. If you've ever watched it, listen to them. They're brilliant. They've got some horrendous things that they discuss on there as well.
As good as Dinosaur Man.
Different type of talk.
Cheeky little plug there, Nick. Cheeky little plug there.
What's the one? The one Bill Murray was the clown. Don't know that one. I think I can remember the cover, but I can't remember what the film was.
Whoa, what's just happened?
Blues Brothers.
That's classic. That's Belushi, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, Big was great. Money Pit. I think I mentioned that on the chat last week. Money Pit's a great Tom Hanks film.
Just James Spader.
Just that guy's just sex, isn't he? 2 Days in the Valley.
Oh, James Spader, isn't he the one that voices Ultron in Yeah, in Avengers?
It's the boy, he's just got that voice. The voice belongs on a 30 Stone Black Man. It don't belong on James Spader. It belongs on Barry White or someone.
Yeah, baby.
Josh Brolin, he was in the Goonies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was the boss. Yeah. Proposal. Can you remember that? Is that with Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, it is. One night with your wife. $1 million for one night with your wife. We're like, 1 million per night. Fucking take her.
One of the Baldwins in that as well. One of 8 of the Baldwins. Yeah,
Roadhouse. Yeah, we were talking about that last week, weren't we?
Yeah. Love Roadhouse.
I remember. Fucking hell.
We seem to be talking about 80s movies quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Can you remember? What was it called? What's the? They Live. Roddy Piper, where he's got the glasses. So when he puts
as in the wrestler, Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
So you'd see everyone. I can't remember. They'd be like demons or whatever when he put these sunglasses on. So you'd see what the real world looked like with these glasses. Classic film.
Roadhouse. This makes me think of Family Guy.
Yeah, I think Andy's just put that saying me. I can't hear Roadhouse without thinking of Family Guy. Yeah, I did say that there's a cheeky plug there for Dinosaur Man. So Andy Hughes and Alex, who was commenting earlier on, run a podcast called Dinosaur Man Podcast. So they talk about movie reviews. I think they kind of talk about. I don't know if they still talk about TV reviews as well. But it's worth giving them a check check out if
Not-
you haven't already.
Not been invited on there. Strangely enough.
Well, I've done a few guest appearances on there myself.
I know you have.
Oh,
Try and
yeah.
get 'em on here. We'll try and get them on here at some point.
Yeah, what was the last one I was on? When I was on the Avengers ones. I think Endgame was the last one I was on, but I did the Justice League. I think was my first one. I think I got ripped a bit in that one because I was still
Stargate.
reveling.
Stargate. I went to cinema to watch that.
I saw an advert for that. I saw an advert for Stargate just earlier on today, actually.
Can you remember that film with Kurt Russell, Soldier, with Jason Scott Lee?
No.
Where Jason Scott Lee was like bald and he had like a blue eye, and Kurt Russell was like he was like a universal soldier. He was like sort of Terminator mixed with a soldier. Can you remember that one? No? Just me then.
Just you. Because we're all old. Is that because we're talking about 80s movies?
Blacklist. That's James Spader in Blacklist.
John, I wasn't born in the 80s, so I'm just throwing that one out there. Sorry, mate.
I really liked Blacklist. The first few seasons was really good. So if you've not checked that out, definitely give that a watch.
Yeah, Roadhouse. Family Guy. Oh, I hear Roadhouse. I just see him driving the car with his foot and he kicking the steering wheel. Reboots that should have never happened. Nightmare on Elm Street.
I quite liked it.
No, definitely not. I think there was probably one scene that was good, but yeah, no.
It ruined it. It ruined it by the ending.
I thought it explained the starting a little bit better for me.
A little bit.
They went into his origin a little bit more. But there's a lot of reboots that should have never. Are we talking about remakes or reboots here? Because remake and a reboot is a little like a reboot of a franchise. Or
the
a
Nightmare on
remake.
Elm Street one copied the same scenes as the first one, but did it worse.
Don't get him started. Look,
Freddy looked like a midget.
It was.
It's Jackie O'Haley, wasn't it? Jackie, that was his name, Jackie O'Haley. Yeah. Rorschach.
Yeah.
Rorschach.
Oh, Watchmen, love it. They Live, yeah, that's the film. Blind Fury.
Rutger Hauer. 80s classic.
Blade Runner.
It's right over my head.
The Hitcher.
Catching up.
Oh, it's a great film. They remade that. Hitcher was remade with Sean Bean in, I think it might have been late 90s, or it might have been the early 2000s. But Hitcher was a great film.
I Love You to Death with Kevin Kline.
Kevin Kline.
Kevin Kline. The only film that ever comes to mind is
Wild Wild West. Wild Wild West, mate. Yeah, I hear Kevin Kline. I think of Wild Wild West.
No, A Fish Called Wanda. What's the podcast called?
It's the Dinosaur Man podcast, but I think Andy's has commented. Yeah. And he's right. The last one I was on was the Joker. So we talked about the Joker and our opposing views on it. Because
I definitely won't be listening to that because you're full of shit.
Why? Why didn't you like it?
No, you just the Joker. I don't think you get to talk about anyone playing the Joker or any film we got involved in the Joker ever again.
Why?
Because your favorite Joker was played by a guy whose best ever acting was when he got killed by a fucking axe by Christian Bale.
What, that Academy Award winner?
Who?
That Academy Award winner?
For what film?
Dallas Buyers Club.
Who's that?
Garrett.
To be honest, I've never seen Dallas Buyers Club.
Great.
I don't rate him as an actor.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie. McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club's great.
Teen Wolf.
Ooh, yeah. Was that Estevez or was that
J. Fox?
Yeah, it's Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, of course
yeah.
it was.
That film.
They did
Always
a,
remember where he's on top of the van and the van's going and he's like surfing on top of the van.
they did that. That was Beach Boys song, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, they did a TV program with Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
You know, when,
I never watched it.
I remember when Goose and Nikki came over here to stay, and they had to watch Teen Wolf because Goose loved it. Fucking loser. Psycho with Vince Vaughn. That is a remake.
You know what movie I watched with Vince Vaughn in? The last movie I've seen with Vince Vaughn is Cell Block. Is it Cell Block 99?
Oh yeah, yeah. That is.
I was so confused
Nick,
by it.
You told me about that one, Nick. I definitely watched that when it came out.
I was so confused by it. Like, I understand it. Like, I get it. It's quite a basic premise, but it just felt like it was a movie from the 80s. And I get that they were trying to do that with the movie. It just felt like it was a movie that should have been at least 20 years older, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just because of how simple it was and how brutal it was and how, like, a lot of it was practical effects and stuff like that with the decapitations and the arm breaks and stuff like that. It's not a lot of it was digital.
Do you know what film I liked with Jay Fox? The Frighteners, where he could see all the ghosts.
I've heard of it. I've not seen it.
And they all like lived at his house and stuff. I think it was like one of his sort of last films that he made, The Frighteners. Really like that one.
Back to the Future.
Standard. Completely misunderstood the character of Freddy. It just made him out to. I was saying that like Freddy's a weirdo anyway, but it just yeah. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street anyway, but. Hit her.
Never heard of that.
Do you know what film I do like? Don't know why that just reminded me of it. Is Joaquin Phoenix Her?
I've not seen it.
Yeah, it's good.
Really good. It's where Scarlett Johansson's the voice.
Basically, some guy falling in love with Siri.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's fucking huge.
Cesar Romero got killed by Christian Bale.
Yeah, Cesar Romero got killed by Christian Bale in American Psycho. Yeah. You'll see, mate. I'm telling you, David Ayer's cut when it comes out, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Who was it?
What are you talking about?
You'll see. Leto.
No.
Suicide Squad.
No.
It's getting redone.
It needs to be completely redone.
It will be. It
needs to be recast.
No, it's going to be. I'm telling you, the cut's going to come out. It's going to be exactly how it should have been, and you'll be in your words. No, I agree. No, I was watching Justice League. I agree that what we got was a pile of shit. It was crap, but it wasn't what was intended to be released, and it's not been confirmed yet. But we will get that. We will get that original cut. We will get it, and I will sit there and I'll laugh at you all because you'll all turn around and go, you know what, you were right. You were right about him as the Joker.
Live stream Ant as he watches the new cut live.
I'll do that.
Was it one of you two? Or was it Andy regarding Cesar Romero? When he did the Joker TV show, he always had a tash.
Yeah, he had a. Yeah, he had a because he had a moustache and he didn't want to shave it off, so he just painted his face over as white, and he painted his moustache white. Yeah,
Mannequin was Kim Cattrall.
Great movie.
Barry's on it again. I could only get blow up one.
Who's this?
Barry. Filth.
Fucking hell.
Mighty Ducks.
Quack. I watched the first. I liked D2, Mighty Ducks 2. But I watched Mighty Ducks and Mighty Ducks 2 when Disney Plus first come. So they were both on there, so I gave them a little watch.
I think the first thing I watched when I logged into Disney Plus was Spider-Man the animated series, the 90s animated series. Got Grayson into watching it. He's absolutely loving it.
Cool runnings.
Cool running. I was watching something the other day about a guy that actually set that up. You know, the cool runnings.
Yeah. What, the actual John Candy character?
Yeah. What was I watching that from? Do you know that? Were you watching something that reminded you of that as well?
No.
Heather, then if I don't like Leto, then who? What, as in
The Joker.
the best Joker? Or Phoenix?
I always forget Jared Leto's in Fight Club when he gets battered.
Yeah, he's not in it that
Blonde,
much,
isn't
though,
it?
is he?
Completely blonde.
Yeah, I think his character's called Angel or something like that, but he's barely in it. He just gets the shit kicked out of him, and then his face is all mashed up for the rest of the movie.
Meatloaf in Fight Club. His name is Robert Paulson.
There's a good commentary that I listened to with Brad Pitt, and he was talking about the scene where Edward Norton's on the floor on the phone, and Brad Pitt's cycling around on the bike, and Brad Pitt's like, wait till Edward Norton lifts the torch up, and as he lifts the torch up, Brad Pitt says, what you don't see off screen is me on the bike with my bollocks hanging out, and then with the torch, and then he's gone straight back down.
Didn't he punch him for real in that film or something? It was told to hit him without him knowing it was coming.
Yeah, smashed him in the face, yeah.
Lost Boys.
Get a better reaction.
Love Lost Boys.
Come out to play.
Love it.
No, twat.
That's Warriors, mate.
Warriors.
It's great. That's also a great movie, mate. Also a great movie.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, Dan. Here's a good question for you.
Recast who?
Leto.
Jared Leto. Fucking hell.
I've got an answer for it straight away.
Well, I'd recast the whole film, the whole cast. The only person worthwhile.
No, don't get out the question. Who would you cast him? Who would you recast?
Well, I've got to think about the rest of the cast, haven't I, to see who could play well with him. You got Big Will Smith trying to run the fucking show. Is the bullshit. Oh, I hated it. I hated him in that.
What about Franco? James Franco? He'd be a good recast.
I don't know. Franco could. He's got a bit of an edge to him, hasn't he? But I don't know if I could take him seriously. Jake Gyllenhaal would be a good Joker. I was just
about to say, after watching Night Stalker, I think Gyllenhaal could do a good job.
Yeah, when he goes mad at his
uncle. Right, sorry. So 1 second. This is Barry, right?
Yeah.
Was this on the Harry's Heroes thing the other night? That might be where I watched it. I heard someone talking about their uncle setting it up. Oh, there you go. Cheers, Barry. Recast someone as the Joker.
Is that the one with Hardy?
Yeah.
I've not watched it.
I think a lot of people moaning about Hardy looking like a monster, whereas Capone didn't look like that. And they say it's not a full-on gangster film. It's more of a when he was like ill in his later years.
Yeah.
There's a scene where he like full-on shits the bed.
Sorry, I've just heard a bang upstairs.
That's for you, mate.
No one's
Here we go,
crying.
making senses here.
What's
How
up?
we doing, mate? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm jealous though. You guys all have amazing accents. I do not.
You've got amazing audio
on with that sexy accent and tells us we've got great accent.
Want me to say, I parked my car in Harvard Yard, or like a Bostonian, I parked my car in Harvard Yard.
That just reminds me of Jaws. In Amityville, they say yard.
Yeah.
You've joined at a time where I've just been tasked to recast the Joker from Suicide Squad.
Really?
Well, because
That's a task at hand.
I'm going to go with the guy that played Kick-Ass.
The guy
Aaron
that played Kick-Ass.
Taylor Johnson, was it?
As Joker?
No, I don't see it.
Well, no matter if you see it, I was asked to recast it.
It's a good response.
Thanks.
Dan,
Who gave you the task, though? Who gave you that task?
It was Heather.
Heather did, yeah.
All right.
Heather Gibbons.
It's a rough task.
Let's have a look. Nicholson. Barry's going for Nicholson.
Yeah, but he's already been the Joker.
Oh, no, I think he's saying that's his favourite.
Oh, right, okay.
Again, this is why you got to think about the current cast, because the Joker's there as Harley Quinn's partner, so you need someone of a young age.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I do. I think Gyllenhaal could do it, but I honestly think Taylor Johnson could do a good job.
Yeah.
Well, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. It's fine.
You don't get a say on wrong opinions when we're talking about the Joker.
Mate, I'm not the only one.
Like,
look at the comment that's right there for you. It's just for you.
Which one?
The one that's highlighted.
Phoenix is not. He's not played the Joker properly yet, but I think he'd be amazing if he did.
Dan, look at Making Sense's background. That's just pure fragrances.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah, crazy amount.
Mine's
They're
wood.
real. They're not even a fake wall.
It's not a green screen.
Nope. Actually,
I
it's
don't
a
think-
real green screen. The amount of green it took to build that wall
Yeah.
took Disney away from my family. Sorry.
Do you order them in a special way?
Do I? No.
No.
They look good together there. And then I had a space for that one, so that went there. Over here, which you can't really see, hold on, is a bunch of let's move the mics out of the way for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
But they fit on the shelf together well. That's why they're there.
The microphone looks like it's worth more than
No,
my
no,
laptop.
no OCD then. With
This one's not. This isn't that expensive. This one that I use for videos is.
Yeah, that one is an expensive one.
Yeah. Joe Rogan. Oh, yeah. Same microphone. This one just seems fancy.
Have you seen the news about Joe Rogan? He's moving over to Spotify.
That's smart.
Yes,
He'll make
yes,
even
he
more
is,
money.
yeah,
Huge
loads of
deal.
He's
was about 100
yeah,
million, wasn't it? Yeah, massive deal.
He's fun to watch. He says what he thinks. He doesn't hold back.
Yeah.
Once in a while, he has a little PG on there, but
He's
very rare.
stoned.
I was just going to say, only when he's not stoned.
He has awesome guests on there. Some really great guests.
Anybody, really. Yeah, I'll have anyone on. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Plus, he
Really?
asks the questions.
Yeah.
Like stuff that people want to know. It could be very simple. But when you hear it, you're like, man, I'm not used to getting people to ask these questions.
I like that he gets controversial people on there as well. Like your Alex Jones and stuff like that on about the conspiracy theories. He's just like, yeah, just come on and we'll chat about it.
Well,
Yeah,
if it wasn't for Joe Rogan, I wouldn't have understood what Elon Musk's child's been called.
What is it called?
They've had to change his name because of California state laws.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure I read that.
remember. It
Because
was
they're
a
not-
weird name.
Yeah, you're not
You're not
allowed
allowed
to
numbers,
have
are you?
numbers in your name.
So they changed it to Roman numerals, didn't they?
Of course they did.
That's what they did. They changed it to Roman numerals. Instead of having, I think, was it 19 they had or 9?
Yeah, now it's
Nine.
XAE-A-XII. Really?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Of course,
That is-
yeah.
Oh,
As you do.
man. That's great.
Is
They're
that
probably
any-
going to call him, what's up, dude? Like, what are they going to
Um,
call him? What's his name?
Anybody watched the flight yesterday? The rocket go off
I
yesterday.
was just about to mention it. I missed it. I
Yeah.
totally forgot.
Watch that. Pretty impressive. I was watching it earlier where they docked with the space station as well.
Yeah. Apparently, it's
Saw the
like
feed.
it did think it's the first one that's automatically connected to the space station where they've not had to manually do it. So as they got close, it just sort of connected automatically.
Yeah, that's so impressive to watch it as well.
Have you guys ever hand flown like a drone, one of those little quadcopters or anything like that?
I want to get one.
Okay.
Nick wants one for his films.
If you haven't touched one of those yet, and you use even some of like $100, $200, $300 ones, they'll have a gyro base. They'll have all these little features, and they'll have a memory of where they went back. Now, if they can make $100 drone do this,
Yeah.
what does hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars on a space shuttle going up not have the capability of attaching itself? So that was a cool feature, but the fact that they made such a big deal about that, in my head, I was like, oh, whoa, I'll be right back. I'm going to go do that with this drone. So I put it on a table and it went back to the table because it knew where it was. It was amazing. Just wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm sure they've got mental technology that we don't even know of.
Well, the live feed was nice. Is that what you were watching earlier? The live feed from on the space station? Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
it was a lot clearer than I've ever seen.
I wanted to go outside and have a look, see if I could see anything, because they said, I think it was about 10 past 10, you would have seen something going over the sky, but I didn't.
You're going to get the old telescope back out, Nick?
No, I've not got it. I got rid of it because I wasn't using it. I need to probably get another one, to be fair.
I won't. Don't go there. Don't go there.
William Dafoe for the next Joker.
Willem Dafoe could be a cracking Joker.
Old school, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Old, man.
Could be
brilliant in The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse was an awesome film. Crazy film.
There's so many good movies.
Be a crossover as well from DC to DC, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because it'd go from the.
Oh, Heather's just put that.
What is that called?
He was MCU.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Green Goblin, wasn't it?
Green Goblin.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Right, bear me a second. I've another bang upstairs now.
Yeah, that's all right. Johnny Depp as the Joker.
I get that.
Yeah.
You could do it. He
could.
gets so into it.
Yeah, I could definitely see it.
It'd be interesting to see how far he'd go with it, because he could really go really far with that.
There's a lot of people that you'd never seen do a character like that.
Yeah.
That you've seen just portray a good, like, say, normal role. Those are the people that when they come out and they pull off one of those, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like you guys mentioned earlier, we were talking about Primal Fear. You watched Edward Norton when he was with Richard Gere. And the whole movie, let's be honest, you were like, okay, it's a Richard Gere movie until the end.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy crap, this is an Edward Norton movie.
Yeah.
Like, what? That just brought him to a whole different level. No one knew his name before that.
Yeah, I think he's not done many films recently, Edward Norton. He's gone off the radar for a little bit. The only last one I can really remember him was Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, that was not a good move.
No.
I don't think I've liked any of those.
The standalone Hulk movies?
Yeah, they kind of. I mean,
the Eric Bana one was bad as well. Like,
which stinks because the plot in the old TV show was awesome. You know, the way that they did it, and they were even with the horrible, cinematography, so on and so forth. They still were able to make a show that brought you back every week. And the Hulk part of it was only this little tiny segment. It was the rest of the story that really, won.
Yeah.
Kind of wild.
I used to love the TV show. It was brilliant.
It was a great TV show.
The one with Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah. Used to watch it all the time.
That background music when people are walking away. So I'm a DJ, like during the weekends and, mobile DJ. Yeah. So I would play that at the end of club nights when people were like kind of like boring or stupid or whatever words you want to say. And I would put that background exit song when he's walking down the street because I was like, these guys were kind of boring. So whatever. And if they were fun, wild, and crazy, I'd play the Dennis Leary song, A-Hole. So
Barry, just ordered a face mask that's like the Hannibal Lecter mask.
What, just to wear just every day? Just
Or-
casual,
or-
just
or after
casual
9
wear. Yeah.
9 p.m.
One of my coworkers wears the anonymous mask every day. I'm like, why? I brought him a Spartan mask. He wouldn't wear it.
I used to have a Freddy mask, but it was a sort of screen accurate mask.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
about a couple £100, and at Halloween it used to go for about 400. Nice little Chucky. Dan?
Sometimes he
Oh
comes
my
to the
God.
videos.
Yeah. Oh, he took some stick for that fucking doll when it came out. I was a lot. My hair was a lot brighter back in those days.
Sit back and learn from the master.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I don't know why he's still over here, but
I love Child's Play 3.
the whole thing, the franchise is just kind of funny, but it was kind of scary back in the day too. I remember my daughter. I know why it's out now. My daughter sent her friend a video yesterday. She put that thing in a big brown paper bag and was like, "Hey, look at this thing I got." And then pulls the Chucky doll out and had to go at her, and she ran away off the screen. And then I edited the video and sent it to her friend. I'm like, I'm proud of her. That's so wrong.
Ed Norton is problematic.
As
Fucking ego. He's got a massive ego, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Great actor though.
yeah, I really
Illusionist.
rate him.
Did you guys ever see Illusionist?
Yeah.
I like that
Uh,
movie.
Film.
Yeah, I did like that, to be fair.
At the same time, there was one other movie like that came out. Literally, they were side by side. I can't remember what it was called.
Was that with Christian Bale, where he's the
Yeah.
double?
It's
It might have
the great something. Oh,
A magician show or something.
Yeah,
right?
the magician. Yeah,
Oh, no. There was.
yeah. It's got Michael Caine in it as well. The great someone. Andy. We'll get a message from Andy in a minute. I'm pretty sure he'll say.
Yeah, because they came out at a similar time and they were quite sort of similar themes, weren't they?
Yeah, they were very similar. I
Well,
was
wasn't it
excited to
Pres-
see both too.
I was thinking of Prestige.
It
Yeah.
was Prestige.
The Priest,
That's
the
what it was.
Prestige, the Prestige.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I thought that was
Yes.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
Which one was Bale in? Was Bale in Prestige?
Yeah,
They were both
yeah,
in it.
Yeah.
That was a really good film.
The
That's
Prestige.
Yeah,
the one.
that's it.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, both of those came out like the same time frame, and it was like, holy crap! Which one do you? It was almost like you're only supposed to like one of them.
Yeah, because I think that Hugh Jackman had the massive hat on. The
Yeah,
tall
Yeah.
hat.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlett
Uh,
Johansson too. I'll take that.
Oh, she? And then she was in that.
She was the girl.
Just the Aiden there, weren't she? Like,
Right in the
Oh,
middle.
yeah. Nice. Long time since I've seen that film.
Might need to actually watch that.
they used like
Birdman.
the Tesla coil to create a, you know,
Is that
The
what that
second-
was?
it was similar to a Tesla coil, wasn't it?
You know what's funny? They had that movie out recently.
I'm sure it was Nikola Tesla that was supposed to be the scientist that helped him to create a second version of himself.
Yeah. It was Tesla the Prestige. That's what it was
And then,
based on.
Yeah,
Thank
and then
you for
Christian
that.
Bale's literally just a twin.
So the movie, I think they have a movie, Tesla, in 2020, right?
Yes.
Oh, did
Ethan Hawke, I think, is supposed to be in it or something.
he? Ethan Hawke. Birdman.
Birdman.
you like
Jim
Birdman?
Gaffigan.
What do you think
No,
of Birdman?
I think he's talking about Edward Norton there. It's in Motherless Brooklyn and Birdman.
Oh, yeah.
No. The Tesla movie in 2020 says Ethan Hawke. He's supposed to play Tesla. That's cool.
Oh,
We'll see
nice.
what that is.
Should be good.
Yeah, I like
Nice.
him.
If it comes out.
He was in your Candyman movie. Who was referencing Candyman? Candyman and Candyman.
Oh, I mentioned it earlier.
Be careful. Be careful.
No mirrors.
I'm standing in
You know-
front of
you know
one
who
right
pops
here.
up behind him? Got his mate dressed up as Candyman.
Hold on, don't come onto the camera just yet. We did all those things. Bloody Mary, Candyman.
Oh,
But
bloody
I
Mary.
am 41, so it was a while ago. That was a bit back.
Yeah, he did get the boot. Yeah, I think Norton wanted a certain direction for the Hulk, didn't he? And I think Marvel wasn't too keen on it. I
I'm
think there
glad
were a
they
lot of
got rid of
problems
him.
with the film anyway.
I like Ruffalo. I would like to see his version of the Hulk movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be good.
I don't think they can do a standalone one now.
Like so, I think we spoke about that before. I think that the two iterations that they've done of the Hulk standalone have not done anywhere near as well as they wanted to. So it's too much of a risk now to throw in that much money to something that may not work.
What about a true origin movie style, just about his history, his life?
It could be interesting. Don't get me wrong. I think there's it holds water. I think there's a good premise for it, but I just don't know if he is as popular as other characters out there. Even with him being an established member of like the Avengers now, and very much kind of like, I mean, he's never not been a household name, but especially now with younger kids and stuff like that, I just can't see some young kid going, yeah, let's go watch the Hulk movie, rather than let's go watch the Avengers movie or something.
The audience just isn't there for it, is there?
Yeah, I think the Hulk kind of like commands a more of a maturer audience that have still got their roots in comic books, rather than the newer audience that other comic book characters that they can jazz up.
So here's a weird thought. Tell me your take or not. And it's cool because once you started talking about movies, I was in trouble because I couldn't stop listening while I was driving. I kept pulling over to like comment. I'm like, so for horror movies, right? You have all the infamous characters. You got Freddy, you got all these different people. And the concept behind the origin concept for the Hulk comes from like a long thought process for all these horror guys. I would love to see the origin of Freddy Krueger as a child growing up until the point of just before or when they take him to kill him, because you know the rest, right?
I think Robert Englund had done a script for that, and I think there was hints of it in a little bit in Freddy's Dead, and then I think they did a Freddy TV series where they showed a little bit of it. I think he wanted to do that for part 3. But I think they were like, no, we're not having any of that. Freddy's
It would be so awesome. You watch the original, how Michael Myers came to be. Watch his life, not just the story of it, but have him get admitted, have him go through the things like whatever until he gets out. And then the first death is the end of each movie, or when Freddy Krueger gets killed is the end of that, or you come
like
in
an origin. Yeah, like an origin
Watching Jason
series.
Voorhees get drowned.
Yes.
I think it would be hard. I think
it's
people would want to see Freddy as we know Freddy. I think I think people wouldn't, I don't know, be as attracted to watching the Freddy film without him with the glove and the burned face and stuff.
Yeah, but you could really dive into the psychological aspect of it though, because that would be, rather than like a straight up kind of like slasher horror, you could do that as a really good psychological thriller type horror because of how messed up that character is kind of like mentally, and what he must have had to be thinking and going through in his life to then become what he became. You could really dive into a really dark place with that. Whether or not it's a place where you could actually then start to release it and then and get it out there to an audience that are going to watch it is a different story. But I think it's a good concept to dive into.
And that concept really came to life from Joker.
Yeah.
So think of it that's where it came from. But go ahead, sorry, I didn't interrupt.
Oh no, just saying, if you want an origin story of a paedophile, child molester, go for Joseph Fritzl. Everyone wants to know that.
Oh, man.
Lord have mercy. Okay.
So the new fragrance. No. Man, it's so bad.
What's Andy saying? So problem with the Hulk. Yeah, go on, then.
Oh, so no, mate, you crack on, yeah.
So what problem with the Hulk is he works best as a side character or an antagonist for other heroes. He's great when he's a problem for other heroes although the Immortal Hulk comic is a horror Hulk series.
Yeah,
It's one of the best series I've read in a long time. The artwork is horrifying at times.
I think the Hulk could pose as is an interesting concept because he's inherently a good guy, but you could have a lot of fun with the Hulk as a bad guy. You could have a lot of fun with the Hulk as a bad guy.
Oh god, yeah.
Can you guys think of any movies you watched back in the day that you believed, if you can still remember, that the whole thing was real before you could understand the concept that it was a movie? Like
Titanic.
really, what is it?
So what's interesting about that? So I watched. This is not me, but I watched End of Days, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and when I was watching it, I was watching it with my brother, and my brother's a couple of years younger than me, and at the end of it, he started crying. And I was like, "Why are you crying?" And he genuinely thought what he was watching was real. Like he thought what he was watching was real. So he was like terrified. I'm like, "It's just a movie. Just chill out, calm down." But yeah, that when you ask that, that's the first thing I can think of.
I think Blair Witch.
Great film.
When it was before it come out, when they were
hidden
promoting
footage,
it, this is real. You didn't know if it was actors or not. I think that's the first one that comes to my mind.
And it was before everyone posted online. Oh, I know this person. Oh, this is this. I talked to them yesterday. It didn't ruin those things. So yeah, that makes sense.
Well,
what
Blair
about
Witch
you?
was amazing because they put all those, it just really was great advertising, like the missing posters and stuff like that going everywhere. Because I just couldn't understand why I was going into HMV and seeing T-shirts with fucking missing on it. I didn't understand it at all.
That's awesome. It's creepy.
What was? Did you have one?
I'd have to think back. But actually, I mentioned it in the comments earlier. So it wasn't a scary one, but Blind Fury, Rutger Hauer. I remember talking to my mom after watching that saying, I want to learn whatever he learned because he is so good with that sword and he can't see, and being all excited about it. I really thought this blind guy was the super powered ninja that could do all of these amazing things with his cane sword because his hearing was so powerful. I remember wearing like glasses or like sunglasses in the house thinking it would improve my hearing. I don't know. It was crazy. But it was real. So next movie I saw with him ruined it for me. I was like, whoa, he can see. So bad.
What's Andy put? Second problem with the Hulk is solo rights are owned by Paramount, still meaning they cannot make new solo films for him. That's why he's a side project. I didn't know that.
He's such a good supporting character, though. He's fun. He's crazy. He's nuts. The battle with him and Thor are just that stuff's fun. It's just
it is.
And he hulks out so good.
Yeah, and I think it's a good side piece to any. Well, if you can fit him into any story, it's a good side piece to have because, like you said, if he hulks out and he goes mental, it's just visually, it's fun to watch.
Andy's put a counter to the origin, so he's put, couldn't disagree more. The reason they are so scary is because they have no origin. When Rob Zombie decided to give us an origin to Mike Myers, it again misunderstood, understand what makes them scary.
So yeah, the origin story for Halloween, the Rob Zombie ones, I didn't mind the first one. I didn't think it was too bad. I mean, Michael Myers is. I've mentioned this on previous streams that we've done. Is like for me, is the scariest horror villain going. Like he still scares me. I still have nightmares about him now. But I don't think the first one was too bad. The second one was terrible. Was really, really bad. So bad that I had to turn it off halfway through just because it was just shocking. But I don't know. I didn't mind the origin story behind Michael Myers because of the way. I mean, don't get me wrong. Rob Zombie has a particular style with his films, and it's kind of literally just like torture porn. for the majority of his movies. So I feel like it kind of fits in well with the psyche of that character, because he has to just be completely screwed up in the head to do the kind of things that he does. So I feel like it fit in psychologically. I feel like it fit in with the style of Rob Zombie's filmmaking. But at the same time, would I have been disappointed if he didn't make it? No. Am I all right that if he didn't make it, I wouldn't be bummed out. But I'm not saying it makes the character any scarier because I do have it.
Gotcha. Makes sense. He is creepy.
Scares the hell out of me.
I remember years ago, not that this has anything to do with the movie in a sense, but I hate aging myself, like 20, 21 years ago maybe, we used to host this horror camp. So what it was, the YMCA locally, to raise money, we would open a horror, like a walkthrough, on an entire campground.
Nice.
So we had the whole campground, and there was probably $20,000 worth of supplies, horror things, lighting effects, sound effects, over a span of about 5 years. And it was all funded, it was all right off for the company, because it's the YMCA. So we would go on a full tour. In 1 year, we had everything based on Michael Myers. I've never seen so many scared people, because everyone was afraid of them. So you'd walk down like the bus path first, all in the woods, with people behind you, like 10 people. And you'd be telling this story about how local people were dressing up as Michael Myers and attacking some of the people going on the tours. That was the storyline. And we would have Michael Myers placed all over the woods, randomly stand there. So I'd flash the flashlight by.
Nope.
I like the response.
I'd be out.
Hitting walls, drop walls, all this crazy. It was awesome. But when you say the scare of Michael Myers, out of all the themes, that was the one that scared everyone. Literally, people running at times.
Yeah, that would be
awesome.
me. I'd be climbing over people.
I've always wanted to go to like one of them horror nights at like Thorpe Park or anything.
I went to one in Twin Lakes, but they're pretty cool. But yeah, the Alton Towers one I would like to go to.
I wish they could still do the one we used to do, but they were not that they got shut down. The guy that ran it with me, he moved back to like Atlanta or something, but he had a twisted mind. Stuff. It was so cool. People would be. One point, there was a guy that would be eating. We made jellied intestines, and he would just be eating them when people walked in. And when they got out of the booth, they'd spit them in a bucket. But they were all freshly made jellied intestines, and he was like, "Come." Like he'd be offering to people. That's way too graphic, but it was so good. And as soon as he had people come close to the table, and he was like fishing through and reached up and started eating them, people would be like, "Oh my!" Like they start doing that. And there was a drop wall to the side with just like vinyl, like plastic. It was drop plastic, like thick plastic. And a chainsaw guy would come out of that room.
Yeah,
You'd hear,
yeah.
and they just come right out.
Shit everyone up.
And it'd be like, ah.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
There's a good one in Blackpool here in the UK where when you're just finishing the walkthrough.
Is it Madame Tussauds?
Yeah, it's close to that. It's Pastel de Terror, it's called.
Yeah.
As you finish it, you get chased by Leatherface, but it makes you run into a pub. So everyone sat there having a drink and just watching everyone shit their pants run out.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Those are so much fun, though.
So Andy's put, the scary part of Mike Myers is we don't know why he did what he did as a kid, to then shoehorn in this broken home, deadbeat parent messing him up storyline takes away some of the horror of Mike Myers.
Yeah, it's giving him a reason to do it.
Yeah, and like I said, it delves into more of the psychological aspect of it. Or if you want to dive into why he did what he did, rather than just he does what he does just because, it's an interesting take on it. But if you're happy to know that he does what he does just because he wants to do it, then yeah, if that's what makes it scary for you, then crack on. But I can see ups and downs for both, really.
You ever see the Dahmer movie? I think it was Dahmer with Zac Efron.
The
Was it Dahmer?
Bundy.
Is it Ted Bundy?
Oh, Bundy.
Yeah.
That
I've
was a
not
cool. That was a good show. That was a good movie.
Yeah,
I've
they
not-
got good reviews for it.
It was like Netflix or something.
He was really good. He was really good in it.
Yeah.
Efron went a little bit. I wouldn't say method, but he went a little bit method on it, like trying to learn like all of his mannerisms, and even down to the way he walked and everything. He tried to just become as much like Bundy as he possibly could to nail the role, because I think he was quite. I think he is about most of his roles, to be fair, but he's quite cautious and conscious about the fact that he is the High School Musical guy. So he wants to make sure that whenever he does a serious role, that he is taken seriously, rather than it's just, oh, it's the High School Musical guy trying to do this or do that. So yeah, he went a little bit method on it, which is cool.
I've been trying to find the name of the film. I've been looking it up. I cannot find the name of the film that I'm looking for. But we're talking about films that shit us up when we were younger. And I'm pretty sure it was called The Anderson Tapes. And it was like a found footage film of an alien invasion.
Yeah, it's the McPherson tapes.
McPherson, is it?
Yeah.
Fucking.
It's where it crashes and the aliens go back to the house.
That's right.
Yeah,
McPherson Tapes.
yeah.
Sean Connery has a movie, The Anderson Tapes.
It's not going to be that one.
I'm like, this isn't even close.
Heather, I agree that Zombie, has his wife in every single movie.
Yeah, she plays the same kind of character in every single movie as well.
Exactly. Barry prefers a good thriller to a horror.
It's probably on about the MJ video, though.
That's quick. I like that one.
Barry's a big fan of vagina-scented candles as well.
That is awesome. I was driving when you guys were talking about that. I had to pull over because I was laughing because I had to see how much like you were losing it. I'm like,
I couldn't
We were all
couldn't
dripping
breathe.
with sweat, mate. We were all dripping with sweat.
That was so funny.
All right, so just because she did know what was going on, so I had my 11-year-old typing about the Jelly Bellies. I'm like, type this. I'm like, read it back to me. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, good. Type that. Send that. She's like, why are you talking about Jelly Belly skunks? I'm like, don't worry about it. Put it back down. Thank you.
Don't listen.
Oh gosh, that was funny.
So what's this? Sid Haig died, brought in Richard Brake.
What's this for?
So what's that for, Heather?
Joker-esque.
Sid Haig was Devil's Rejects, wasn't he?
Oh right, I see.
Yeah.
That'd be Rob Zombie he's talking about.
Mm.
You know what's funny? You put says I prefer a good thriller to horror. So my favorite horrors are thrillers that are horrors. So it has to be like just when they jump out, useless. Like that's almost comedic now, if that makes sense. But if they get under your skin or you're actually on the edge of your seat, which you don't see too often today, it's just like, wow, you know?
Yeah, the horror market is oversaturated with scare jumps.
Yeah.
Jump scare, sorry. It's just as long as you can get good strings, good violins, and someone popping out at you, you can class your film as a horror movie these days, and it bores you to death because it's just the same stuff over and over again. But I agree, if you can get something that can put you on the edge of your seat and keep you tense and keep you there the entire time, and we spoke about this, I think it might be last week or the week before, but I wouldn't necessarily class this as a horror, but I do feel like it fits. I think it does fit in the horror genre. But A Quiet Place. Now, A Quiet Place is not full of jump scares because the majority of the time there's no sound. It's
Suspense thriller.
But my gosh, is that suspenseful?
Yeah. No, that
You are
was
on the
stressful.
edge of your seat the entire time. And that is a perfect example of how you make a good suspenseful thriller. And you could turn it into a horror by adding like horror elements to it. But yeah, like I agree, like too many jump scares start to grate on me.
I think
I never watched A Quiet Place. I was never really interested in watching it until I saw I was watching Gogglebox, to be honest, and they were reviewing it on Gogglebox, and it was the bit where she's going down to the cellar and she steps on the nail, and I was like, oh, I've got to watch this now.
Mate, yeah, I mean that's just the tip of the iceberg, really. I mean the birth scene in the bath.
What the heck?
I mean, I was on the edge of my seat, like I was holding my breath for her, like the entire time. It's such a great example of how to do that type of movie the right way.
I think also some of the newer horror films, the CGI ruins it for me. So like some of the monsters or the characters are too CGI. I like the old practical where it feels like it's actually there, where the CGI takes me out because I'm like, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's there or it just looks crap.
Yeah, no, I agree. Practical effects or trump CGI. I mean, if you need CGI in it, there's nothing wrong with having a mix of both. If the CGI enhances it, then that's fine because of it looking a bit cheap and tacky. But if you go solely CGI, it does take away from the ambience of the movie or just the feel of what it is that you're doing, because you're very aware that it doesn't look real.
I think that's the problem I had with the It film, the newest one.
Mm-hmm.
He had too many elements which was sort of CGI, whereas the old TV show one, it would just be like Tim Curry behind a blanket, just waving at a little kid, and that was more scary.
You had Tim Curry.
The face in the new film.
Yeah,
his face looked like the shape of a balloon, didn't it, in the film?
Yeah. The second It Chapter 2, the remake Chapter 2, I totally agree. It was they substituted like horror for CGI in that, just because they wanted to make it look a little bit more outrageous, which really took away from what that movie should be about, which is a killer clown that stalks children. I mean, that when you say killer clown that stalks children, that's terrifying. That is terrifying. But then you start to add in all these CG elements to it. It just strips that horror away from it, and it becomes, like you said, becomes comical.
You know what, though? When you go back to the original video, back when it first came out, when you watch that movie and they had like the pages come to life in the book, that was advanced technology back then. That was state-of-the-art things. You didn't see all those weird little elements all the time. And it was creepy as hell, because you're like, wait a minute, I'm not even going to read a scary book right now, because let's face it, I don't want that thing coming to life to me. But with the technology and, evolvements over the year in TVs, my problem is if you watch an old version of that, it looks so bad now.
Yeah.
It's like, hi, I'm here.
Yeah, it's treading that fine line between what looks old and tacky and what looks so new that it doesn't look real.
Right.
So it's finding the fine line between the two, and I think the mix of both is probably the best way of doing it. So you've got your practical effects where you can, but if CG enhances that in some way to make it a little bit more modern and not so plasticky looking, then you got the best of both worlds. But it costs more to do it that way.
If you think of that concept there, that is the number one spot or number one part of movies and fragrances that align. Mm-hmm. Because some synthetics, some naturals mixed into one is going to be your best fragrance, most performance.
Segue.
Literally, both of those. Just saying. Kind of works out.
That's a lovely little segue that was.
When did you start making your fragrances?
They're all clones right now. They're just tinkering, because honestly, I wanted to figure out what the smells were of all the different elements. So I bought ambergris, a bunch of different citrus stuff. I bought a Broxin. I don't even know what else. Just a bunch of different pieces. Yeah. So I could open them and be like, oh, that's what that smells like. Okay. Instead of me guessing what I thought I was smelling. Because sometimes you think you smell ambergris or even Ambroxan, and it's actually like pink pepper or blackcurrant or one of those things versus the actual thought of what's in your head.
Yeah.
So I would be like, oh my God, this is an Ambroxan beast. You smell Ambroxan, it doesn't smell anything like what I was smelling.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. And Ambroxan, if it's mixed properly into the oils, just becomes an enhancer. There's no scent to it. So you can use it as a booster.
Right.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the eccentric molecules one.
Yeah. Isui Super smells pretty cool. But when
Yeah.
you add it to stuff, if you don't like it, it makes your nose like do one of those things. That makes sense. It's weird.
So which one's your? Do you have anything that you've experimented with so far where you thought, yeah, that's really good? That is.
All of the clones are, because
Yeah.
you can find the information to make them pretty much online.
Yeah.
So you mix whatever, but the big difference is the performance game. So
Right.
each little batch I was making or mixing, I would tinker with how they got mixed together, what element went in first, what went in like fifth, how long they stir for,
Right.
just a lot of stuff. There's other things to add. There's like those things we just talked about, all the different elements and molecules,
Yeah.
that stuff. You might take one and boost up, say, bergamot, just clicking some bergamot, but you might also do, say if you did like 3 drops of the synthetic, you might do 3 of the actual true natural ingredient. And they're different. They're close, but they're different. They have a different entity to them. So it's weird. It's fun though.
Cool.
And when they come out good, it's even better.
Yeah.
When they come, like I bought some oils from one place that I can't even stand them. They're not good quality. They were definitely more inexpensive to buy, but they still weren't cheap. It's just when I put them side by side with the ones I actually use, it's like a McDonald's cheeseburger versus a filet. Totally different. But people use the one I bought. So I'm like, okay, so some people prefer to sell something that's a little more watered down, or they might add more oil, but it's still not as strong.
Yeah.
When you have the natural elements, it is better. It's definitely richer, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Definitely. Nice.
I prefer just to buy them if they didn't cost $1 million everywhere you buy them.
Yeah.
But tinkering is definitely fun.
Do you have with all your fragrances there? Do you have like one fragrance that you think, yeah, that's my? If I could have one, that would be
Out of
my
all
one.
these,
Yeah.
Green Irish Tweed.
Oh, interesting.
Lifetime frag. If I had no other fragrances, it'd be this one. Just because. And I barely wear it. It makes no sense at all. Because I'm always testing all the other things.
Yeah.
But like if I go to a family event or a wedding, most likely I'll grab this.
Yeah.
If I go on a date with my wife, it would be this or Dior Fahrenheit, which I only really wear once a year. It's like a 1997 bottle or 93 or something.
You won't go for date for men?
Hey, I like Date for Men. I'm not going to lie. I also like Ultramal. I also like, what's that one from Red Adolescence? Intimus. Those are all in the same wheelhouse.
Yeah. They've got the DNA, haven't they?
They're richer blue DNA. That's it. They're a little thick for what they are, but.
Do you have anything that you've got that you want to buy coming up in the future?
I have no idea. I need all the EAUs or Eau Sauvages from Dior.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have any of those, which is funny.
Have you got any of the Nishanes?
I have 2. This one, which not that there's anything wrong with it, but I would never buy it again. It's Hajavat.
Yeah.
Hajavat.
Is that the event? Is that the Aventus type?
Yeah. The first 30 minutes, Aventus. After that, and it's creamier, it's smoother. Some people like this way more. What was that?
Like a bit of a dirty, I don't know, muddy smell to Aventus.
Yeah, this is definitely more woodsy once it dries down. But hold on. Every time I smell it, and not that they're exact or what, all it reminds me of, and the more I think about it, and after I did my video, is Orion.
Oh yeah, I've not tried that one.
So let's just play this game even further. A dull white bottle, a dull white bottle. Gold lettering, gold lettering.
Gold cap, gold cap. Yeah, it's almost the exact same.
They smell very similar off the sprayer. And I didn't even make the connection till I was like yeah, I won't buy this again. And then I was putting it back, and I was like, it's kind of like Orion. I'll never buy that again. Oh, wait a minute.
I have to tell George, the Fragrance Apprentice, there's another chapter to his Aventus video.
Mm-hmm.
Did he add one?
No, I don't think he had them in.
Oh, my
What was
favorite thing from lately from George
Yeah.
is he did that video with Georgia Gent, and they did the tiger thing, and George's dance
Oh,
at
yeah.
the end.
Yeah, that was
Man,
amazing.
I will watch that. I've probably watched that 10 times just because the dance is so good.
Have you watched any of Killer Frag's videos?
I haven't. I can't lie. Let's
Yeah,
look
you
them
should.
up.
Yeah, you should definitely watch them. He's made two short ones, but yeah, some of the editing's really good on there. He's like
I just subscribed.
some funny stuff on there.
I always mean to. That's
Bye,
one of those I
Barry.
always mean.
Yeah, see you later, Barry. Thanks for checking us out, mate.
See you, Barry.
See you later.
Don't light himself a candle and touch
What
himself.
about you? Yeah, get that V candle. What are you guys looking at to buy?
So one I wanted was, which I've got 5 mil coming, was Neon from Aaron Terrence Hughes. So he was talking about it's his most commercial fragrance. So I've got that on the way. I want to try some out from, I don't know if you've heard of him, Daniel Jossier.
Yeah.
So
Ambre tobacco and stuff.
yeah, I want to try some of that. But one I want is the Nishane Annie. But because of how expensive they are, I'm going to have to wait for the Cyclone.
Right.
So,
It's,
yeah.
well, Annie and Fleeing Your Flames are the two I want to try.
Yeah.
I do have this one too. Zen or Zenny or something.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice. It's not anything crazy. Yeah. Back on the shelf.
Dan, what's your next purchase?
Lead.
I don't know. Fragrance. I don't do fragrances.
What's the next movie you plan to watch?
Menace to Society tomorrow night.
Oh, great movie.
It's added to Netflix UK tomorrow.
It's a great movie.
I think mine's going to be, I don't know if it's out this week, but Scott Atkins got his new film, Debt Collector 2.
Yeah, I'll probably check that out at some point.
That first movie was good.
Yeah, really like Debt Collectors. Really good.
What was
Right, I think I'm going to shoot off.
Yeah, I think we will probably end up calling it a night. It's 20-1 over here now, so
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy. It's 7:43 right now here.
I'll be up at 6.
Yeah.
right. But thanks for coming on, dude. It's been fun.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having us on, man.
Anytime, if you want to join us at any point, just drop us a message and we'll be happy to have you on.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
nice one. Cool. Cheers, guys.
Hey guys, all the best.
See you later.
See you later. Bye.